Hey everybody, welcome back to Fandomly Speaking,
where each week we speak randomly about fandoms. I'm Liza.
And I'm Melissa, and this week it's our last Buffy episode.
Aww.
Maybe.
Maybe.
And we're going to be discussing seasons 6 and 7 of Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
So there will be spoilers for probably all the seasons, if I had to guess. All of Buffy today.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
Go watch it.
Go watch it. Go watch it. And other warning, there is, we will briefly discuss, there is the controversial Spike and Buffy essay scene, and we're not going to go into detail about it.
All right.
We're just going to talk about the episode happened and kind of what some of the actors had to say about it, and then where that led to the plot. So you know ahead of time, that's all we're doing. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Oh, and other warning, duh. I forgot. We are two Gen X autistic women, and we follow absolutely none of these many lists.
I forgot we were.
We make the lists.
Yeah.
Because list making. Also, spreadsheets are fun, too.
Spreadsheets are great.
Love me a good spreadsheet.
I need bullet points. I love bullet points. Oh, and if it can be multiple bullet points. Oh, yeah, I love that.
Oh, well, that thing you put together for Lost was amazing.
I need like a 1 and then a bullet and then an A and then maybe a subsection.
Lowercase letters.
Yeah, right. I need all that.
Then
I
we
love
go
that.
to Roman numerals.
I love it.
Yes. So even though we just told you how much we love organizing,
we won't be organized.
Gonna be a mess. Gonna be a mess.
We need that for our brains, but our brains go all over the place.
Yeah.
You
helps
had
me calm
comments,
down.
though, this week.
I do. Okay, are you ready? Mm-hmm. We've got 2 really fun comments this week. You want to do the first one?
Oh, sure. Okay. So we have
I was not
Tess
prepared.
420. I just turned 17 and have been watching y'all since I was around 6. Love to see y'all doing something together. Aw.
Isn't that the best?
Aw.
You guys don't
Our
know how happy
babies.
those make us.
You're our babies.
You are our babies.
We're like moms. We're like, oh, we raised you.
Oh, gosh. And when we meet you in person and you're grown-ups and you're like, oh, my God, you were my childhood, you have no idea. It's so emotional. So
It
emotional. And then our other comment this week is from Amanda McCourt 5377, and this is on one of our Lost episodes. Oh, if I'm on an island and I can find a razor, I am most definitely shaving my armpits and legs for as long as I can.
Amanda.
You do you, Amanda.
Amanda, if you only had a lady bick and the salt water, you wouldn't be shaving.
Ow. Okay. Yeah. But if Amanda wants to shave, you go, girl. Some people just really love, especially with their legs. Like if you, I don't know.
All I can think is that
So this
beach.
week in geeking, watch. I can segue. Yeah. This week in geeking, I finished watching True Blood last week.
You finished.
Because I like just.
You finished before spooky season.
I know. So now I'm, well, that's okay. I have other, although it's funny because my best friend said yesterday, she already knew that why I didn't read the book club book. She's like, it's the fall. She
clocked you.
She goes, it's the fall. You're reading Sookie books, right? And I was like,
right.
I am back in bon temps. So I am rereading the Sookie books, but Sookie Stackhouse in almost every book makes a point of telling us how much she loves her freshly shaved legs.
Oh, does she? That's so funny.
She likes to shave them till they're baby smooth. And I'm like, just call me Chewbacca.
Yeah, I don't care.
The
thing is, if you grow them out long enough, it's soft as well. It's soft. It's still soft.
You know, and I once asked a bunch of guys, yeah, it's actually kind of nice, you know?
Yeah, it doesn't.
Like, mine's gotten to the length where I'm like now that's a stim is me rubbing my leg hair. Yeah. But anyway, I asked a bunch of my friends who were guys, and I was like, tell me the truth. If you're about to have sex with a woman and you find out she hasn't shaved her legs, are you like, ew, no? Yeah. And they were all like, no,
right. They don't even notice. They don't notice. Yeah. And once you get older, like our age, it stops growing pretty much anyway. Like I barely have leg hair anymore. When I was younger, it was a lot. And
I have way less. It's way just less. I will grow afros on my knees, and when that happens this winter, if I remember, I will take pictures for all of you because you're like, But isn't your hair lighter in color?
Isn't that weird?
Eyebrows, eyelashes, blonde. The hair that grows on my legs is dark brown.
That's so funny.
And then I have little Brillo pads for knees.
Yeah, what is that about? I don't know.
I don't know.
So
but
strange.
below the knee, it hardly grows at all anymore. So you've got that going for you.
Well, I didn't do much in geeking this week.
Yeah.
I'm having those weeks, and it's not like a once a year. It's like once a month kind of thing. The perimenopause, where you're just like, if I just get in bed and don't come out, will anyone notice? Like, I just don't want to do anything this week. I don't want to. So I watched the rest of Buffy. I had the end of season 7, and we did go to Japan Fest. I guess that's kind of geeky. That was fun.
Yeah, that's geeky.
But I haven't really done much of anything.
Yeah. And I'm still rewatching the Vampire Diaries, but I'm getting to the now. I'm about to get to some of the stupidity, so I might stop. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
You know, when you go through these times in your life, we are going to talk about Buffy. Swear to God. and so, like the perimenopause thing, or like sometimes I get into a mood where I can't find anything to watch, listen to.
Yeah, that's where
read,
I am. Like,
do. I'm just like paralyzed and miserable.
Yeah,
it's not fun.
And then you try to start reading something, you're just like, I don't want to do this right now.
Nothing.
You're not in a place. Yeah.
Nope, nothing. You go back to all of your favorite stuff, and you're just like,
I know.
So
that's where I've been. So
yep. Maybe it's a changing of the seasons. Is anybody else stuck in the fandom freeze where you can't find anything to just make you happy?
Sucks. So let's talk about Buffy anyway.
Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Now, seasons 6 and 7.
Adult
tonally.
life.
So different. Yes.
So different. Yeah.
And
We talked about last week how college was so different than high school, and then these are just so different as well.
So different. I mean, it's been said in many places that, especially in season 6, the big bad is life.
Yeah, for sure.
It's adulting.
Well, I mean, she died at the end of season 5. I mean, she was just dead. And of course, we knew that if we were going to have more, that she was going to come back. But she was dead.
Very dead.
Dead
and
in
dead
the ground.
for a long time.
6 months. That shocked me.
We come back, and what's interesting is the Scoobies have been successfully slaying without the Slayer with the help of Buffy Bot.
Right. Which is funny. And gross.
Yeah,
but funny.
It really is. It really, really is. And so they have banded together to fight, and try to do the things. And then all along we find out that Behind Giles is back. Mm-hmm. Because he went back to, that's the other thing that I don't understand about how the beginning of this season works. Yeah. Buffy died and Giles went back to England.
Yeah. Well,
he left them?
Yeah, but he wasn't their watcher, and he wasn't like their counselor anymore, and they were adults in his mind, and he was grieving, I guess, so he just left. Yeah, that's what we talked. Didn't we talk about that last week?
He pulled a fucking boomer.
He was. He did. Did we talk about how funny it was that they came to the...
I can't deal with this. I need to go take care of me. Never mind these children who are still, they're not even 20 yet, right?
They should be 20.
Okay, so they're 20.
They should be, so 19 in season 4, around 20. So maybe they're 21. They're turning 21 this year sometime. Yeah, 20, 21. They're around there. They're kids, anyway, basically. They're young. Yeah.
And everything that they've been through. And anyway, so that pisses me off. So he's not there. And now Willow, who is now a very powerful Wicca.
Very powerful. Mm-hmm.
Very powerful. And she's learned that. She was able to hurt Glory. So couldn't kill her, but could hurt her. So they do a spell to resurrect Buffy. It creeps me out so badly because being buried alive in a coffin is one of my fears.
Me too. My biggest fear. It's awful. And it's like something like that's never going to happen, but it's like still the thought is the worst fear. Horrible. Oh my God. I just can't imagine. Or being left somewhere that you can't get out. And you just have to die in that place when you die.
Yeah. No one can hear you. You're under, all this dirt or whatever you're under. So, and then it was really gross the way they chose to do it. But they made it very clear to us what happened when they show her body going from
I was shocked.
Corpse.
I was really shocked because this up to now, even though there'd been some dark things, it was still a show on TV, a Buffy show, you know, it's still, and so for her to be dead and really gross and decayed, I was like, oh, I wasn't expecting that. I thought she'd be down there just perfectly coiffed and made up. That was shocking to me.
And it's really, that scene is just, you know, and then so they go around, I guess they assumed, this is what happens when you don't consult other experts.
Right.
They didn't realize they needed to have her body with them. Because she was going to come back to life wherever she was. I guess they thought she was just going to walk in where they were. Because they all looked like it didn't work. And I'm like, yeah, but even the first time you see it, weren't you like...
Yes. Like, what did you think was going to... But they can't have thought that because... all these years, they've been watching vampires claw themselves out of the ground or monsters. They know that's where they come from. Why would they think that she would be? I don't know. They had her body, so they didn't think that her spirit was coming out of that dimension. I don't know. It didn't make sense.
No. So that's pretty awful. And then as would happen, I think this was just so realistically done, which is what makes it so disturbing. Mm-hmm. So imagine your soul and your essence comes back into a body that was dead and had been embalmed.
Right.
I'm not even sure how that's working. And they show you kind of like what everything, like her eyeballs, you know, she's got the eyes of a baby. She can't see clearly. And she's confused and the sensory
it would have been
overload.
Pitch black in there as well.
Yeah. And then we'll find out later how much of a shock to this system it was for Buffy to go from dead to alive.
Right.
Yeah.
It was awful. I mean, it really scared. I hate that. I hate that trope. Anytime they do that trope on TV or in movies, I'm like, I wish I hadn't watched it because I hate it. And it was traumatizing to her. Thankfully, if she'd been anyone other than the Slayer, she just would have died again in a horrific manner. Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, you know, if they'd done that to Xander, he just would have been tortured and dead again in the ground. He couldn't have dug himself out.
No. God. Oh, so that's awful. And you know, when Giles finds out, that's when he does the you are a rank, arrogant amateur who got lucky speech to Willow, and that's where the seeds for Dark Willow.
That's right.
She gets mad. She's like not going to trust Giles because he called her a rank, arrogant amateur. Which, by the way, she was a rank, arrogant amateur, and look what happened.
Yeah, that's right.
Before we get into Willow, and I guess we'll go character by character, which to sort of set up where we are. Apparently, while Buffy was dead, they all moved into her house.
I know. So strange. To take care of Dawn, I guess. Willow and Tara moved into her house, right?
Tara and Willow moved in. You know, Xander's been helping. He's been repairing things. But somehow they spent all the money.
Yeah.
So Joyce had medical bills. They had to pay for burying Buffy. Like, I guess Joyce didn't have a lot of life insurance.
Yeah. Well, single mom, you know, she died in her 40s. Certainly not. And they didn't have money. They didn't have jobs, really. And so, other than Xander.
Yeah. And
who was paying his own apartment, you know.
Yeah. And Anya's got the magic box, but it's not her responsibility to take care of everybody. And here's what I don't understand. Where's Buffy's dad?
Exactly. I mean, he just checked out in the season 5. We never saw him again.
No. I mean, he has an underage daughter because I'm assuming that he thinks Dawn is his. Mm-hmm. I don't think that he knows the story.
What an asshole.
Yeah.
And isn't he supposedly like living overseas at this point or something?
Some bullshit they came up with.
Yeah.
It's stupid. The other thing... go ahead.
Go ahead. Giles comes in and has to give them money because she doesn't have any money. And I couldn't help but think, how much did he give her? You know, in the early 2000s, what would have been a check that would have helped out at that time?
Yeah, I was thinking about it too. I was like, was that like 10,000?
I was thinking, could have been anywhere from like 5,000 to 20,000. Who knows? Like, how much could he have given her that would have actually made a difference? difference.
Yeah, but I mean, she seemed like it was really gonna be helpful. Yeah. So there's that, and she has to drop out of school. Again. Dawn is having problems in school because her sister died.
Her mom died, and then her sister died, and she's traumatized from being up on that thing and bled and found out she's the key, and she's never... I mean, what a horrible, traumatic life that Dawn has had in this short time. So yeah, for her to start acting like a spoiled brat and, you know, shoplifting and doing all the things she did, I think it's probably pretty accurate.
I get it. Yeah. I totally get it. Willow is the other thing that's going on plot-wise is Willow has become addicted to magic.
Yeah,
to doing magic.
Gross.
That power and that rush, and they do a really good job, I think, of using this addiction metaphor in the story. Mm-hmm.
Because she starts lying to everyone. Yeah. You know, Giles obviously, like you just said, told her, "You got to cut this out. This is ridiculous. And look what you've done. You harmed Buffy. It was bad what you did." But she doesn't. She just gets mad about it. Willow just gets mad. And then Tara confronts her and is like, "You can't do this anymore." So she manipulates Tara's memory. Tara finds out and is like, and breaks up with her. Yeah. Right? So,
it's so heartbreaking. Yeah.
It is.
It's the person who says, "I promise you I won't use again." And then you find their drugs.
Yeah, that episode... That episode is really realistic because she says, "Yeah, I won't use again." And then you see her like using it just to get dressed and to do things, you know, like really quickly.
And then she erases. So then
everyone's memory.
Yeah, Tara realizes that she used magic, and Willow's way to fix the problem is to erase Tara's memory, and then we get a really funny episode.
It was a good episode. I loved that episode.
Yeah, so that's everybody. Everybody forgets who they are, and we're sort of out of order in episodes because there's a very big episode in this.
We're just going all over the place.
Yep, but and that episode is really funny because they're all trying to figure out who they are, and they're all very wrong.
Very wrong. It's so funny though. That was a good episode.
I mean, I wonder though. You know, it's the kind of thing that it's a good like long car ride thinking thing. Like, if I lost my memory. Like, who would I think I am?
But why would they wake up and just be looking for clues who they are and go, "Oh, obviously this is who I am with these stupid clues. My name's Randy. Okay, let me go with that." What the heck?
And then when they find out his name is Rupert and Spike makes fun of him.
Not a single person had ID, and back then they had no phones. There was we don't know who we are. That was funny.
No. Yeah. If I woke up in my house with no memory, the first thought would be, what is with the fucking dolls? Who's the doll freak? There's dolls everywhere. Oh my God, there's dolls everywhere.
Yeah. Who is this weirdo?
Who's this weird woman? Yeah. So there's that going on. Xander and Anya are planning a wedding.
Aw. Which seems sweet on its face.
Yeah. And we talked about Tara and Willow, and then there's this whole dynamic where Tara's still, she's like not in the Scoobies technically anymore.
Yeah.
But she's still seeing, like she's still helping Dawn, still talking to Dawn, because she was a very maternal figure for Dawn. Yeah. In a way that Willow and Buffy weren't realizing that
it's
Dawn
so
needed.
Funny after they brought Dawn in and they kept having to, I don't know if they didn't think about this as writers or if they did it on purpose, but they kept having to find someone to babysit Dawn because they were all just going off to do stuff. They were like, all right, who's going to be the babysitter for Dawn? It's going to be Spike in a crypt, or it's going to be Clem, or it's going to be Tara. Like they had to have someone outside going to babysit Dawn.
Yeah. And I love the scenes. Well, I love that the helmet that people wear on Spike's motorcycle is a blue football helmet.
It's
so funny. It's so funny. And then the three amigos, Warren, Jonathan, and Andrew come back.
Yes, they do.
They do.
And they're kind of like our big bads for a lot of this. You know?
Yes.
Like they're kind of like, they are the main villains through the majority of season 6.
Yes, yeah. It's a combination of those three idiots, the trio, as they call themselves, and then Willow's escalating loss of control over magic, and then life.
Yeah.
Now, this is the season, right? Season 6 is where Buffy gets the job at the
Double Meat
joint.
Palace.
The Double Meat
She goes
Palace.
through a few jobs first, right?
Yes.
The worst was like at Xander's
the construction site.
Anyway, she finally ends up at Double Meat Palace. Which is gross.
It's gross, and it's a funny kind of one-off episode, the mystery of what is the meat and the double meat, and she thinks it's people, and but it's a really funny thing. But also, like, did you ever work in fast food?
Not fast food, no. I've worked in service, but not fast food.
Yeah. I worked at McDonald's and Roy Rogers.
Fun.
And I didn't last long at McDonald's because I had to it was a really long walk, let me tell you. And I found a better job. But I got to tell you, you do just reek.
Yeah, right.
Reek. Like no other food. I've done food service. My dad owned a restaurant. So basically, my whole family smelled like pickles and corned beef.
Yeah.
It's not a bad thing to smell like, but when you work in fast food, you just smell like grease. It's in your pores, on your clothes.
Yeah, your hair never gets out of your hair.
No. So her obsession with like,
how do I smell like meat? Do you smell it? I don't know. It was such a gross episode though. Like they found the finger and the people had been eating all the burgers and. I'm not convinced they cleaned that restaurant. And
no, I don't think so.
And that old lady, was she supposed to be like the where's the beef lady? And she,
Yep. Yeah. It was. Yeah. So they did that to our girl.
But she had to get. That's kind of realistic as well. She was 20, 21, no higher education, right. And she'd just come back from 6 months of being dead. Like, what am I supposed to do? How am I supposed to find a job and make money? To pay all these bills like a grown-up.
And that's the job you can get.
Yeah.
And then you just realize that, and this is like, again, a really normal growing up experience. Once you start working and you realize, oh, so I'm probably never going to love working.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So that do what you love is probably not happening for me.
And if you, honest to God, if you do what you love, you'll hate it because it's a job. Right? Like you'll end up hating it.
Take it from two YouTubers.
You'll end up,
love can become hate sometimes.
It's a job is a job is a job.
It's a job. Not saying that we don't find joy in it. I don't want you guys to think that we're like pretending to be happy when we're making videos, but it is a job, and there are large portions of the job that suck.
Absolutely. It's a job.
Yep. So anyway, lots of digressions today.
Yeah, but we're going through this these first, I don't remember how many episodes it is before Spike and Buffy finally get together, because we're going through this and he keeps approaching her like, I love you, which I don't know why he keeps saying that, but I love you. Because haven't we established that the whole problem was that Spike couldn't love, or supposedly he couldn't love because he didn't have a soul?
Love. You know what's funny? It's not in this summary.
But he thought he loved her, you know.
He did. He started having the fantasies about her. Now, he's with Harmony.
In season 4 and 5, yeah?
Yeah, so he's with Harmony. And I feel bad because we did not talk about my girl Harmony.
I know.
Who, you know, she looked kind of like Buffy. And then
he actually makes her pretend to be Buffy multiple times.
He makes her pretend Buffy sex games. It's gross.
So he's up to episode 9. He's been coming around constantly. And even though he has, we see that Spike is like the only one she really trusts, because he's the only one she tells that, hey, I was pulled out of heaven and I loved being dead and I'm having a really hard time adjusting back to life here and I'm not doing well. And he's the only one she confides in. And he's the only one that sees that she's having a hard time. The rest of them don't see that. And he takes her hands and he says, I've had to claw my way out of a grave too. He's the only one that knew she had to do that.
Yes.
And he's the only one that noticed that something wasn't right. So all the way up to that point, he's been there trying to be what she needed him to be.
And I always believed that before he went and got his soul back, he did love her. Because first of all, I don't buy the entire thing about vampires not having souls in this universe. Right. Because we've seen them form really close romantic bonds. I mean, Drusilla and Spike stayed together for a long time.
For sure.
There were emotions there.
I have a question, though, about what I just said. And it's disturbing, depending on what the answer is. So he told Buffy, when he saw her hands, he said, I know those marks because I had to dig my way out of a grave. But when we see further in his turning and the whole episode with his mom, remember, his mom never knew he was dead. So she'd never had him buried. Okay. So we learned from Angelus earlier that Drusilla sometimes buried the people that she turned. So had she buried Spike?
Probably. I bet you anything awful. Drusilla thought she had to.
Awful.
Like in the True Blood universe.
Right, yeah.
The part of making the vampire is burying them, they're, but with their sire. Their sire has to go in the dirt with them. Like, talk about weird mythology. It's like, wait, what? Yeah, I'm gonna spoon this dead body now in the dirt, and you have to go in the dirt. So Drusilla, yes. Well, Drusilla wanted him to have the full experience.
Sure.
And so, like, speaking of the, learning about Spike's backstory. Yeah, Bloody William was because he was such a bloody awful poet.
Yeah.
He was an insufferable mama's boy bore.
He would have been
a horrible.
He would have been an incel back then, right? That would have been a.
Yep. Yeah. And then Spike was because you'd rather have a railroad spike put through your head than listen to his poetry. And that's how he became Spike. So all these years, we've thought that he's a badass Spike. And then we find out that he's so the opposite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I was just thinking about that last night when I was thinking about him noticing her hands and all of that. I was like, but he wasn't buried according, his mom didn't know. So Drusilla had to have done that to him for him to have that backstory.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And she probably did, and that's horrible. But she was a psycho.
Right. She was. Total psycho. So we have Spike like coming constantly to kind of woo Buffy, and she keeps rebuffing him all the way up until episode 10. So about halfway through the season.
And then that initial coupling, shall we say, is
wow.
It's what we call hate fucking.
Yeah.
Well, for her. For him, it wasn't, see.
Right.
But he also does like it. That was like beyond I like it rough. They broke
the house, Edward Cullen style.
Oh, yeah. It's like, masonry and just... It was... And then she's disgusted by herself.
She feels dirty.
And Spike even kind of teases her about that a little bit because she's like, I gotta run. And he's like, oh, what's the matter? And then, that pattern kind of continues of this, I'm not doing this again. I did it again. And every time, then, so when she says to him, this is never going to happen again. And he's like, yeah, love, I've heard that before. You'll be back. And then there's the scene. They go to the Bronze. And I don't know if it's a Halloween episode. And they're at the Bronze, but she's upstairs.
They're
like
having
on
sex upstairs.
Catwalk. Yeah. Well, we don't know exactly.
It's supposed to be.
Is it? Okay.
They're having sex upstairs, and he tells her not to close her eyes to look that like you're with everybody me, not with them.
Yeah, it's really that is the most disturbing outside of the essay episode, because I think that's a little bit of bottom for her. Mm-hmm. And I think that's when she goes to Tara. She invites Tara, and she confesses to Tara that I keep having sex with Spike and I can't stop. And I mean, she completely she lays out the shame, and Tara's trying to like do what you would do.
And apparently, it's now we have to remember not that young girls aren't having sex. That's not what I'm saying at all. But we have to remember she is young. Her only partner has been Angel once. Parker once, and then milquetoast Riley up to this point. So she's basically just had very vanilla, regular, normal sex. And what she lays out for Tara is that I let him do all these things to me. So we're supposed to intuit that it is very rough, kinky sex that she has not ever experienced before.
To her,
yeah, for her,
yeah.
Really
she's
rough
never done these things before,
right?
And she's letting him do these things.
Yeah, it's a lot of shame.
And I think if you go back, so that wouldn't be 20 years ago. That's like 15 or 14 years ago or whatever. It's so much like I'm so happy for like Gen Z and millennials, and then Gen Alpha. I hope God it stays this way for the women of Gen Alpha that women's sexuality is now, you know, for the most part, we're totally accepting that women like sex. They like to have all kinds of sex. But like 15 years ago, that still wasn't.
Oh, that was 23 or 4 years ago.
Was it really? Yeah. What year did season 6 come out?
2001? 2002.
2001, 2002. God. Okay. So yeah. No wonder why. Yeah. So remember when I said in the previous Buffy episode, or the one from seasons 1 through 3,
the first one,
that how it used to be on television, a female character on major character on a TV show, the losing of her virginity was a tentpole event. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So that's how we're looking at women's sexuality. That's now right. Buffy's having sex that, well, she's enjoying it when it's happening, but she
feels ashamed. Yeah, it's a lot of shame associated with it.
And Tara's trying to tell her, like, that you don't have to feel that way. Yeah. And then Buffy sobs, and she's like, no, please don't forgive me.
I'm not being that guy. I'm really not. But all I could think during the scene was, how bad could it be? Like, what could you possibly be doing? I mean, you know, I don't know.
I mean,
that was all I was thinking.
I mean, it doesn't even matter,
right?
I think.
Correct. You're right.
Just the fact that for her, the Slayer is having sex with a vampire right there. Mm-hmm. You know, and I think it's a relatable experience for a lot of women.
I think so too.
Who either consistently follow a pattern of picking partners who are bad for them in some way.
Correct. Yeah.
Or just the ones your friends do when we're younger.
Agree with, right? The ones your friends don't like. You know, you can't tell them because they don't like him, or he's trashy, quote unquote, or whatever it is,
or because they'll tell you the truth that you don't really want to hear.
Right. I mean, I did think it was realistic, especially her shame. And especially it was important coming to Tara, who at that time wouldn't have been able to be open about her sexuality and what was going on as well. Tara was like, it's okay, you know. Yeah. You're allowed to have sex and then she's like what you like.
No, she's like, please, don't forgive me. That scene breaks me.
She should have gone to Xander if she didn't want forgiveness.
Yep, he would have definitely not given her any forgiveness.
He didn't,
right? So Buffy and Spike are doing the do. Now, before that, though, we need to talk about one of the best episodes of television ever.
Episode 6? Is it episode 6?
Episode 7. Once More with Feeling. Is that episode 6? 7? 7. Once More with Feeling. And this morning, as I was diamond painting, I was thinking, oh, we're going to get to talk about it. And then I'm diamond painting, and I go, this is me. I'm like, and we will walk through the fire. That is such a banger.
It is. And you know that Joss wrote all of it? He wrote and came up with, that's kind of no matter what we said, that's pretty impressive.
That's why I said crazy. It's you can go see our thoughts about Joss overall in our when fans turn on the creator episode. I'll try to remember to link that. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty impressive.
It is.
And the songs were so...
And it was not done yet. It has been done a lot since then. A lot. Most shows do a musical episode, but not before that. That was so weird back then, right? I'm sure when it came on that week, everybody was like, what the hell is happening?
Yes, I was very disconcerted. But the thing that, very soon, for me, the first time I saw it, was that the music was good.
Yeah.
Look, it's not great. And some of them are not trained singers. Sarah Michelle Gellar among them. She was like, we're doing what?
Yeah.
I don't
And the demon is amazing. The demon is fantastic in that episode. And he's a triple Tony winner, I think. And he's so good in that role.
And Michelle Trachtenberg got to dance.
Yes.
Which she had been since she was a little kid. So she really got to see that... She's got moves. And this time when I rewatched it, she had just recently passed, and just watching her be young and dancing and everything, I was very emotional.
I bet, yeah. The funny thing is with Buffy, they constantly bring back things that have happened in other episodes. It's never oh, that happened and we just move on. So you'll see I think it's the episode we were just talking about where Buffy and Spike are upstairs. But in that episode, they're in the bronze and Anya and Xander are dancing. They're doing the same dance they did in their duet.
Yes,
they're doing the same dance.
Yep.
You know, like they keep bringing. And there's another episode where Buffy's like, "Oh God, is everybody singing again?
Yeah,
Are we singing? You know, it keeps coming back
people?
Up. It's funny.
Are people out there singing? Yeah, and it was, and I mean, there's so many. Obviously, music is such a great way to convey emotion, and there was a lot. To convey.
It was not a throwaway episode. It could have been, right? It could have been a throwaway, funny, silly, goofy once a week. But it was a lot that happened in that episode. They conveyed a lot of stuff. We
were able to get into people's thoughts. Now, so the big reveal is this is the episode. We're 7 episodes into the season when the Scoobies finally find out the truth that she had been in heaven.
Right.
And she sings that to them.
Yes, that's right. That's one. And another is that we start to really see that maybe Anya and Xander are not going to last. We start to see that this is maybe not this fairy book relationship they pretended it was. And we start to see Tara and her thoughts with Willow and everything going on.
But also, I mean, Tara has such a beautiful song.
She does. Yeah, it's a good
because
one.
the actor could sing too. I mean, it's a beautiful song, and I mean, she floats, and she's like, "You make me believe," and she levitates, and I'm like,
sex floats.
Sex orgasm.
Sex float.
Sex float. Sex witchy float. Yeah. And then Giles, it gives us an opportunity to hear. Oops, sorry, hit the
to hear Ripper singing.
Because he can, but also because we hear his inner monologue of, I don't know how to help them.
Right. Yeah, when he and Tara were singing, right? Yeah, that was really great. It's a good episode.
There's so much good that comes out, and Spike has a good number. It's very Spike. Very Spike. He pulled it off, and I love that episode. Once more with feeling, literally shows up in top 10 best episodes of television's lists constantly, even ones that nobody else on there is a supernatural show.
Yeah, and I think that it's because of what. We said that it's not a throwaway episode. It's not one, if you're watching Buffy, like, it's not one you could ignore, like, oh, we're going to skip the music. Like, you can't skip that one. It's so important to what's going on in the story. So I thought that was really cool that they did it that way.
Yeah. In typical Fandomly speaking, we forgot to talk about something last week.
Yeah, we did.
We went all over the place.
Who's the cheese man?
The cheese man. So he's apparently... because Liza and I do not remember the Cheese Man very well. So apparently he's in season...
the season finale of season 4. Their nightmare episode.
The finale in the nightmare. And he's a little man in the suit who's got American cheese on him. He does not interact directly with the first Slayer. He just shows up randomly in each character's dream. Right. So, Joss Whedon has explained...
thank God.
The cheese man. Thank you, Joss. You did something, right? I mean, you did this whole show, but still, I want to kick you in the balls. So, just being honest, I feel like he needs a kick.
Is Joss Whedon?
And I know I'm not advocating violence.
Is he the cheese man? Is that what happened?
Joss Whedon has explained that the cheese man was meant to represent the kind of totally random, irrational elements that pop up in dreams. But why? Okay. Why would everybody have the cheese man in their dream? He has become a cult favorite, and he's now people talking about dream logic will just bring up the cheese.
Cheese man. I mean,
so if you are a fan of the cheese man, let us know because
there's a lot of talk about cheese in this show, though. So I feel like he may have had a thing with cheese. Okay, I'm sorry. We went all the way off.
Okay.
Back to the last seasons because I was confused about cheese guy.
So let's see. So the same episode where Buffy and Spike first hook up is also where Willow really starts to ramp up. Yeah. Then in episode 13, Buffy thinks she killed a human.
Oh God! And it was Now we start to see this show really getting darker and dark. I mean, it's already dark from the get-go, but darker and darker because it was Katrina, which was Warren's ex-girlfriend, and he enslaves her. She uses the word, she's like, that's rape, dude. You can't enslave me to make me do whatever to you and your friends. Mm-hmm. So we start to see this going in a direction it really hasn't been yet, this show.
No. And season 6 is super
really dark.
And a lot of fans do not like how dark and heavy it was.
It is dark.
It is. And also, that thing that I sent you this morning on Instagram, Sarah Michelle Gellar, not a fan of the darkness of season 6. She feels like it was too much.
It was a lot.
It was a lot. And
I'm sure it was a lot on the actors as well.
Yes. The emotional toll of season 6 is very much
I bet.
in this book that I love. And so I guess we can, we'll talk about the elephant in the room that we promised we're not going to go into detail about. Okay. So Spike and Buffy are having this sexual relationship, and then she finally gets to a point where she's like, no, it's not happening again. I don't love you.
Good Lord, that episode is a dumpster fire of emotional turmoil. That whole episode. I mean, if I gasped once during that episode, I probably gasped 5 or 6 times. My husband was like, what the hell is going on in there?
Yeah, because it's not the only thing that's going on in that episode.
It's really bad. There's a lot. She had the worst day ever, like literally just the worst. And so she just wanted to come home and take a bath, and she'd already rejected him multiple times.
Yeah.
And I don't really understand his logic in that scene.
I don't think you can understand his logic in that scene. The actor playing him did not understand. He got the script and went, What is this? I can't do this. We're going to do this?
Yeah.
And he and Sarah Michelle Gellar were both against the scene. But this is what horrifies me about it, is that actors, at the end of the day, they have to perform the scene. Mm-hmm. And I think in today's world, first of all, there were no intimacy coordinators back then. Mm-hmm. So in today's world, this would not have happened to both of these actors.
Yeah.
And to the people who had to film it, you know,
it is very
all of the people working there.
It is very upsetting to watch. And I have zero, and let me make this very clear. I am making zero excuses, or I'm not trying to understand why he did this at all. None. It is what it is. I just think that there is a chance that in Spike's logic, they had been having all this crazy rough sex. And so maybe he was like, this isn't that far from what we've been doing, and I want her to see that it is great and it is good. But he wasn't taking no for it. Again, there's no excuse. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just talking about from his own logic. And he might have been like, what's the difference between yesterday and today?
Yep.
But for Buffy, there was a difference. And she said no
there was a difference.
Multiple times.
And I'm so glad, like I said, for Gen Alpha, and I hope you get the world that we're hoping for, and Gen Z, that conversations about consent are so that they're happening to teach men, to teach all of us that we can be in the middle of
and still say no,
a sex act, and say stop, no, like consent has to, and if you take away consent, it's over.
Correct.
And I think the reason
100%.
that this scene was, and to this day, is still so upsetting, disturbing, and people are so angry that it happened, is because it was also realistic. And so he leaves after that and goes to, he doesn't want to be a sap anymore, right? So by the end of the season, he's going to run away, and he's going to go to Africa, and because he wants to find a shaman, and I love how this ended up turning out for him. He wants to be like he was before. He means badass Spike, but unfortunately Spike still doesn't realize that he's never actually been a badass.
Yeah. And he also, the way he words it, it's like the whole genie thing where you have to word it exactly right, and he words it wrong, and so they give him back his soul. But here's my thought that whole time. Okay, he went to Africa. How did he get to Africa? Did
on
he
a
go
motorcycle.
On a plane?
Motorcycle.
It's
very clear that he took the motorcycle. He's leaving town. He's going
literally,
to Africa.
That's all I could think. Okay, so he went and sat in the little Sunnydale airport, and he went on some international flights, and he got it. Like, how did he get there? Is he a bat? Did he fly to Africa? Like,
I don't know. Normally vampires have to ship themselves,
right,
in light, tight boxes,
right.
So maybe he went in a coffin. I don't know where he got the money and who arranged it for him, but because it's not like when the coffin gets to Africa, he's just going to bounce out of it.
We have kind of skipped over, I mean, we've touched on it just a bit, but we've skipped over Willow's addiction, and it was really bad. It got so bad as she was going to this weirdo. Why is that weirdo
because of
there?
Amy. We forgot to mention, Amy is at the college.
In Wrecked. That's in that episode Wrecked where Buffy and Spike finally get together.
Yeah.
And Willow breaks up with Tara, and she's sad about it.
Yeah.
And so she lets Amy, she just all of a sudden figures out, oh, I can change Amy. I should have known that all along. Poor Amy.
Poor Amy.
And Amy's like, oh, thank God. Now let's go have fun. And so she's got a witch to have fun with. And
this witch teaches her bad things.
Yeah.
Very bad things. And takes her to that creepy guy.
Yeah, the weirdo. What the heck? That guy is disgusting.
I don't understand. I guess he gets some sort of power from their power.
I think so.
But
he kind of siphons off.
I don't, but it is such an
kind of like buffs their
metaphor.
Power. You know, he gives them something that makes them feel the magic a different way, I guess.
You mean like exchanging drugs for sex?
Yeah, like that.
Because that's exactly what it's
correct. That's
like.
What he's. That's what he's supposed to be doing.
And it's another guy who's now he doesn't kiss her, but he's like smelling her magic,
like
and he's
strawberries.
Like, you taste like strawberries.
Damn it!
Nobody tastes like strawberries. People do
her
not
magic.
Taste good.
Her magic tastes like strawberries. Okay, because she's a redhead.
I don't know what man thought that was a thing women wanted to hear. If somebody ever told me I taste like strawberries, I'd be like, "Are you having a stroke?" I gotta see something about that. Yeah. The other thing that guy's
weird and gross, and that guy was in Lost.
Yes. Yep. Yeah.
He's
that guy
in a lot
is in
of
every.
things.
Well, they're like, we need a creepy dude.
Yeah, get that guy.
Right. Yep. Here I am. And he was on the series earlier too.
Yeah. What makes me angry is the one where and I think it's really realistic. She takes Dawn in there.
Yes.
And leaves her, and then almost kills her in a car accident because she's high.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that makes me so angry.
Buffy is like, no, this has got to stop. You have got to get your shit under control. Like, and it's like the last friggin' thing Buffy needed. Willow is like, I'm so sorry, and she's doing the addict who cries and apologizes and admits that they did something bad, and I'm so sorry, and and then she says. And Buffy's like, you just have to stop. And Willow's like, I can't, I need your help. And like, Buffy didn't have enough on her plate now. And if you've ever been in a relationship with someone with an addiction, which I have, their addiction and recovery now becomes your responsibility.
That's right.
And you're like, that's a huge thing to put on me. I'm not the one with the addiction.
Right.
And it can make you really angry and resentful. And that is why their relationship really starts to fracture.
Yep. I agree.
And I understand. Buffy's way more understanding than I would have been.
Right. I agree. Especially, like I said, especially when she almost killed Dawn. Oh, God. Oh, that whole thing made me so angry at Willow.
Yeah. And while that's happening, you've got the three idiots out there.
God.
You know, Warren killed his girlfriend, made Buffy believe she did it. They are doing, horrible pranky, things. Stupid shit, and then horrible things.
Yeah, but you could also make some weird, you could make the assumption that it was all Warren who was evil, because Jonathan and Andrew are just dumb. And they are nerds who want to be like Darth Vader. They're like, let's be villains, and we're gonna get Buffy back, and we're gonna do this, that, and the, like Jonathan in the previous season making himself like king of the world or whatever. Yeah. They just want to be popular. Andrew and Jonathan, and Warren is just horrible. He's evil.
But now they're
terrible.
grown-ups. See, here's the problem. In high school, they just wanted to be popular. I don't give Jonathan or Andrew any pass whatsoever.
No,
because it's like. Yeah, you just want to do fun, horrible shit to people, but you can see what Warren is doing. You know it's bad, and you're still.
That's right.
You're still following him. So that's pretty effed up. So one of the things that we didn't talk about yet that happens in season 6, we talked about Anya's planning the wedding.
Yeah, a lot of wedding planning.
Oh, it's so funny, though. Her trying to figure out where to put D'Hoffryn. And then, what is her friend?
Demons.
I love her friend.
It starts with an H, right?
Yeah. Oh. Anyway, it'll come to me.
Helfrich?
Helfrich, yes.
Or something like that?
Yeah, Helfrich. Yeah. And, she's trying to figure out where to sit the demons among Xander's family.
Demons.
And
her demons among Xander's demons. Awful.
We see the really, really dysfunctional life that Xander had. We didn't know until the wedding how bad it is.
How bad it was. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So the wedding. So one of the funny things. So this is before Spike has run away. Spike got invited to the wedding, and so he brings a date.
Yeah. He does bring a date. A date. And I couldn't tell in that. I don't even know if we're told if she was a human or a vampire. I couldn't tell.
I don't know. I love the beginning of the wedding episode. I think it's Buffy and maybe Willow, or is it? And they're looking in the mirror and they're saying, "It's horrible. It's the most disgusting thing I've ever seen." It's their bridesmaids' dresses.
Yeah. The awful bridesmaids' dresses.
Yeah. Well. And we meet Xander's horrible, horrible, disgusting family.
Yep.
And that they try to explain the demons, like the guy who's got those little tentacles on his face, who gets a lot of good lines.
Circus people.
Which
only horrible people would believe such a thing.
Yeah. And then when everything's so this is an episode where supposedly Xander from the future comes back in time to tell Xander, you can't marry her. It's going to ruin her life.
Which, what an idiot to believe such a thing.
So he shows him this future where Xander is a complete failure as a husband and father, and Anya's miserable.
Yeah.
And so he disappears, then he finally comes back, and then he's like, no, I can't do this.
What an idiot.
And she looked stunning.
It made me so angry.
Stunning. My God, Emma Caulfield in that the dress was she looked.
Yes.
I'm not saying you marry somebody for how they look, but it was just so heartbreaking.
It was. And she really did want to get married. And I think she really did want to be with Xander. Like, it's just, what an idiot. He's so stupid.
And yeah.
Of all the stupid things Xander has done through all these seasons, that was just really stupid. And I mean, I really expected that, okay, so we had this little blip. They're going to still end up together. I just can't believe how their relationship ended up.
Yep. Yeah. It was, yeah.
And that's when we get Anya and Spike get together, and everybody sees it because of Jonathan and Andrew and Warren's and cameras set up everywhere. And it's because of that he comes in with that awful episode where he assaults her because he's like, no, I didn't mean to. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I mean, and that was and I hate, like, my notes about it are that, like, that scene, the whole lead up to it happening, it so makes sense. They're both brokenhearted. They've been jilted. She's looking for comfort because when she lost Xander, she loses her whole social network outside of the demons, and she's not a demon anymore.
Yeah, and which
is why she ends up going back to being a demon.
Both been kind of trying to squeeze a square peg into a round hole by being with these humans, and they aren't humans, so they kind of find comfort in each other. I don't know. Yeah. It seemed
that's the word
realistic
comfort.
To me.
It seemed like that is a thing I could understand two people doing, and it is really sad and horrible that those idiots had those cameras in there and that everybody saw it.
I agree.
It just, I really, really, really don't like that happened.
Me neither. And honestly, Xander getting all mad because it was like, how dare you? Honestly, how dare you get angry with her? And he was literally mad because it was Spike. Like, you're such an ass sometimes. Yeah. Oh my God.
It's like, and then he doesn't he make some, like, he says something.
Of course he does.
About, being a disgusting dead thing, and it's like, hello, Angel?
Yeah.
Brought that back, didn't you? One other episode that we've got to talk about from season 6 is when Buffy I think she got stabbed by a demon, And so she's having these hallucinations that she's actually still in LA and that she's been in a mental hospital this whole time. Mm-hmm. And her mom and dad are there.
That one's a scary episode because she ends up like throwing everybody in the basement.
Yes.
It's kind of scary. Scary Buffy.
It's and it's just God, she gets her mind so screwed with in season 6. So many really does. And that's a really disturbing episode. So again, I can see why a lot of people don't like season 6.
And it also them trying to explain away like why she made up Dawn, why she made up being a slave, like in that world where she's in therapy and in the mental institution, why she came up with all these things.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. And you're kind of like, that can happen.
But she wanted to stay there, right? That was why she threw everybody in the basement. She was like, you know what? I kind of want to be here. Just me, this is normal girl with mom and dad.
I'm just going to be a normal girl who has mom and dad who love her and just a severe mental problem. I can
I can deal with that.
Yeah. Warren then does some sort of that kind of like makes him like Mr. Irresistible Superman or whatever, and he goes to the bronze, and it is so Leisure Suit Larry, him trying to pick up chicks, and it's all really messed up. And then it he can't handle it when Buffy defeats them.
Right.
Is what happens.
And it's pretty funny because she smashed his balls. Remember?
Yes.
Like he had these orbs that made him really strong, and she took that power away because she smashed his balls.
Yeah. So she humiliated him, and his response is so now on the good side, Willow's kind of got herself back under control, and there's this really cute scene with her and Tara where they're doing the maybe we can get back together type of they're trying to work it out. And then is it Willow that says, can you just be kissing me right now?
Yeah I think it is. And Warren does the thing that incels are gonna do, and he goes and buys a gun.
Yep. And he's going there with the intention of shooting Buffy.
Mm-hmm. But he does shoot Buffy.
He does shoot Buffy, but he also accidentally shoots Tara. And
this happens in that same episode with the assault. I mean, that's why I said that happens. So much happens. You're just reeling through the whole thing. And again, you don't expect that to be coming. They just gotten back together. And then he shoots Tara, and her last words were, your shirt. Because her blood was all over Willow's shirt.
I know. Oh,
awful.
It was just... And then I thought, okay, maybe this time they'll bring her back properly.
No.
There will be no bringing back Tara.
No, there's no more Tara.
No. And then during that time when that happened, as somebody who was watching it as it was happening, the online reaction was, bury your gays.
Aw, yeah, I bet.
Because on TV... The gay people always got killed. The bury your gays trope was so real. And it's like, damn it, she was such a great character.
She was. She really was. But, I mean, they kept Willow up with that whole thing. And they allowed Andrew to finally come out in season 7. So
in his own way.
But as Willow goes Dark Willow... Mm-hmm. And she starts rampaging, and she is now our biggest bad, the worst we've seen, just awful. Mm-hmm. I would say, she definitely could have killed Glory in that state.
Yeah.
She was horrible.
She was.
And that's one of the scariest, most awful, most disturbing scenes in the whole show, when what she does to Warren. Yeah. You want to talk about gasping and hands over the face, and oh my God.
Leading up to that, we get her on standing on top of an 18-wheeler.
Yeah.
And she's got all the black veiny dark willow.
She's ratatouilleing the driver to ram them in the 18-wheeler. Yeah.
It's just crazy. And then she's got Warren strung up between a couple trees in the woods, and she sews his mouth shut first with magic, and then The delivery of the line was so good. I don't know how many takes it took, but when she just goes, bored now,
yeah,
and rips his skin off his body.
Yep. absolutely horrific. Just horrific. That's like Hellraiser levels horrific. Like
it's another one you cannot believe they just did that on the WB.
Right. That's exactly right. I could not believe it. We've seen a lot of weird stuff in this show, a lot of gross stuff even.
Yeah.
That was beyond.
It was, and then, I mean, and even her friends, everyone is just like grossed out, like so I mean, it's so horrifying. And also they're like, oh my God, we're not going to get her back.
Yeah.
How's she going to come back from that?
Warren wouldn't have died right away from that. Like that wouldn't have just murdered him.
I don't know. I think he would have died pretty quickly.
But that wasn't
a huge
like,
shock.
Right?
I mean, it's the largest organ in your body is your skin.
Yeah. But still,
I would think he would go pretty quickly.
Really bad. Really bad. Ugh.
It's just, it is.
But it was also, as she began getting better, that traumatized her so much.
Yeah, she killed another human being, and that's
in a horrific, torturous way.
Yes, that's a thing that she needs to deal with. And so episode 21, I think it's 2 to go. So we're in the
2 to go.
We're in the Dark Willow days, and this is Buffy finally confesses to Giles that she's been having sex with Spike. He doesn't believe her. He bursts out laughing because he thinks it's a joke. Really not helpful.
No.
Not helpful. And then he's like, just laughing at the absurdity of it all. It's like,
right.
No.
Yeah, but I actually, I mean, we keep going back and forth, I know, but I did find it. We've talked a lot about Xander and how Xander goes back and forth into a really, really great character, really big asshole. Like, he just goes back and forth. And I found it really interesting that they chose to have Xander find her on the bathroom floor with the bruises on her legs. And he knows what has happened. And he sees immediately what's been going on. And that's kind of why at the end of this episode, they have that heart-to-heart on the bench. Because he realizes, he's like, oh, I was the asshole. I am sorry. I should have been more understanding here.
Yeah. Yeah. But, they try.
Right, they did.
The way this ends up with Dark Willow is so weird to me because there's a point where, so she's causing all these earthquakes and stuff, and like a temple comes up out of the ground.
Yeah, that's, I mean, like we've talked about, that Sunnydale just basically is like the catacombs. They got tons of stuff underground in that town.
I'm very confused.
Also, it was apparently very easy to get to. They got there in no time.
Oh, well, TV travel, it's like this. It has always bugged me, and feel free to roast me, guys. Okay. Feel free. It has always bugged me that Xander is the one that was able to reach Willow.
I guess they did that because they
Willow with the broken yellow crayon in kindergarten.
I guess they did that because he had been her longest and oldest friend, particularly Willow, who didn't have friends growing up for so long, and that they had been playmates, almost like brother and sister, forever and ever and ever. I guess that's why they did that. There was a lot of trying to make Xander Harris the hero in these last few episodes.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, and I mean they continued trying to do that in season 7.
Yes, they did.
Anyway, so it turns out that it is Xander who saves the day by being able to reach the real Willow underneath Dark Willow, and then she begins sobbing, and the danger is over.
Her hair turns red.
Yeah, she goes back to having red hair and normal eyes and no veiny thing. Yeah. And then, Giles is gonna, take her to Wicca rehab in England.
I guess. Because that's a thing.
Yeah, and Spike rides off to go get his soul back. And Anya is a demon again, but I don't know that we know that. But she comes back. She goes away. When she comes back, they have destroyed her hair. She has the worst hairstyle for the rest of Buffy.
I agree with you about that. They did a lot of actually strange things with Anya's hair because, as you mentioned, Emma is beautiful. She's just gorgeous. But a lot of times they would have her looking like Shirley Temple or just weird colors and styles on her head. I'm like, what's going on with this?
They could never figure out her hair except on before the wedding, she had some good hair moments. At the wedding, she had the most amazing hair moment. And then the next time we see her, she's got like an old lady do. I'm just like, what's going
I
on
agree with you.
hair?
I thought the same. I wonder if she had wigs on, like, during that for some reason.
Maybe. It didn't say in that book. It didn't really go into her hair, unfortunately.
They didn't have a whole wig section like they did in Twilight?
Yeah, right. Oh, my God. The Twilight wigs.
Then we're going to season 7, right?
Season 7.
Which also went in a new direction and a whole different feeling and a whole different...
And I think people like season 7 better than season 6, but it's also like... Look, we're going to get to a show... what is it called?
Huh? We're going to get to a show... Wait, what?
Series finale.
Okay.
It's called.
We're going to the series finale. Yes.
I was like, it's
the
not
whole
called
show
show
finale, right?
Yeah. It's
sure.
a season.
I would have got you.
Finale.
I got you, sure.
So that's where we're going, and I'm going to say from the beginning that ultimately I find it to be a reasonably acceptable series finale.
Yeah.
How we got there, I'm not always in love with.
Well, I just don't know if there's ever a really good series finale, because if you have fans, they don't want to see it end, and if no matter what they do, everybody's not going to be like, well, that's how I wanted it to end. You don't want it to end, or you want something else to happen. I don't know. They did as well as they could. I didn't love it, but I also didn't hate it. I didn't think it was amazing, but I also didn't think it was terrible.
Yeah. But we get so the big bad of the season is the first. But we need to talk about the Chaka Khans, because it's my favorite thing from that season is that there are these so the first resurrect, like, the world's scariest. They're like the original vampires. They're the vampires that other vampires are afraid of.
Is that what you're talking about?
And their name, because the guys, the bringers are the monks.
Yep.
Or no, I don't know what the bringers are. No, the bringers look like monks with their eyes sewed shut.
Right.
And they're the ones that are killing
after
the
potentials. Yeah.
But there are these other things called the somethings. And Buffy calls them Chaka Khans because she can't say it. And that's it. We're calling them Chaka Khans for the rest of the season, and I love it.
Right.
It's my favorite. My absolute favorite. Sunnydale High. The return of Sunnydale High.
I know. Why would they do that? If we know, why would they rebuild that place?
I don't know. We got this hot new principal.
Yeah, we do.
Robin Wood.
Yes, we do.
And we're like, what's his deal?
But I figured it out. Did you not figure it out pretty fast, like who he was?
Yeah.
I mean, I figured it out pretty fast, because they had shown Spike killing the 2 Slayers in the previous seasons, and so I realized pretty quickly who he was going to be.
Yeah, and I don't know how Giles didn't realize who he was.
Exactly.
Wouldn't he have known the history of the Slayers, and that Slayer had a son named Robin?
Right, and he kept her last name. They had the same. I don't know. That was silly.
Yeah. And Spike comes back. So
screwed
up, and in the basement of the school. So we know moments after the new Sunnydale High opens up, there's already shenanigans going on in the basement.
Yeah, that's right.
It's on the Hellmouth.
It's on the Hellmouth, which they killed Jonathan to try and open.
Yes. Yeah.
Jonathan.
I like where there's a whole thing that goes on where Andrew he's like, has to come to the real memory that he killed Jonathan. He's trying to say he didn't. I didn't.
That honestly, that whole little tiny arc of them was so funny. How they lived in Mexico, and he was like, they spoke so much Spanish there, and they were like sleeping in the same bed, just like,
It was really funny.
I don't know. They were funny to me to be bad guys. They were kind of goofy. The actor who played Andrew did such a good job. Link, right? Isn't that his name? He's on TikTok.
So. Yeah. And I mean, the amount of times that I laugh out loud over something Andrew says during the course of this bizarre situation.
And I wonder if they meant to keep him, or if he ended up being so funny. Like, it was one of those things where
if he was just,
they were like, let's keep Andrew. People like him.
Yeah. So the Slayer line is under attack. And this is where we now suddenly get the information that there have been potential Slayers all over the world. Right. And these Slayers had watchers.
Yeah. It makes me question a lot. So it makes me question because as we see, and I'm jumping ahead a little bit, as we see, they bring in all these potentials. They're all young girls, which of course that makes sense.
Yeah.
But that would mean to me that at any time in history, there's hundreds of potentials all the time. So shouldn't there be older potentials, like who would have been Buffy's age, and then even older, like who would have been Robin's mom's age? Do they just age out and you're only a potential when you're young? Like,
yeah, at what point are you no longer a potential?
Potential, yeah. That's like, like I didn't understand that part.
And I also don't understand why there are so many of them.
Right.
Unless there are actually multiple Slayers. And multiple Hellmouths.
Right. Well, he says that there are multiple Hellmouths. And that's why I kind of don't love... like I said, I didn't hate it at all, but I don't really love the way that it ended because it's like, oh, we didn't actually fix anything. Yeah, there's more Hellmouths all over. And I'm like, well, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what was the point of this huge destruction of everything then if it really didn't fix anything?
No.
Presumably the first could just come out in Cleveland next week.
Yeah, I mean, or some other big bad. But it's not our problem anymore.
I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, so Spike is being crazy down in the basement.
Kind of heartbreaking.
And it really is, and there's a great episode, I don't know which number it is, where it's the one where he hugs the crucifix.
Oh burns. He hangs on it like his naked torso.
Yeah, he's going in and out of sanity,
right?
And he's just kind of, and the thing that he keeps saying is, I hurt the girl, like I'm not supposed to hurt the girl. So he got his soul back, and one of the, I mean, I'm like, you had a lot of girls you hurt, but
that's right.
He's like, oh my God, I hurt her. Like I did a really bad thing. I did a really, really bad thing. And then he's like, so yeah, he doesn't have his shirt on and he leans over the crucifix and she's standing there just looking absolutely horrified. And he says, he's tired. Can I rest now?
Yeah.
The first time I saw that, I cried so much. And that's the power of two actors in a scene that could have been really hokey.
Yeah. For sure. And it's pretty sad what was going on with Spike because he not only had gotten his soul, which we saw with Angel just destroys them mentally.
Yeah.
Right. Mm-hmm. But also he was being messed with by the First, who was coming as all these different dead people, coming as Buffy, and telling him all sorts of things at the same time. Really messing with him mentally. Now, I don't really know how to say this exactly so that I put it the way that I mean it. Okay. I love Spike. I really do. I loved his character and I loved that he got to be humanized and got a soul. I don't ever think there should have ever been another scene ever where he and Buffy even connected semi-romantically, like the scenes of them in bed, that, like where he was holding. I don't think that I personally, this is just me deep inside, after he tried to rape her, there never should have been that level of forgiveness for her to be with him again. Like she could have brought him in and let him help, whatever she wanted to do as a kindness, but I don't think he should have ever been allowed to get closer. And I'm sure there were people who watched who thought that they should have gotten back together romantically, and he just should have never been allowed to even get near her again after having done that. Yeah,
I mean, so in the original days, I was a Buffy shipper.
Of course.
So, yeah. And I
think it's so dangerous.
So I'm of both.
As a precedent.
I'm of both minds there. Mm-hmm. Okay, so I agree with you. And I also love the way that relationship was written when he had a soul and he started to come back to himself. Mm-hmm. And because I guess, they were trying to show that he's a different creature. He's
right, and it's a show,
not a
and it was written,
anymore.
Right? It's just a show, and it was written. But in real life, if a man tries to rape you, and he goes off, and he becomes whatever it is, therapy, you don't let him back in. I don't care. Yeah. Even if he's a different person who will never hurt anybody ever again, you don't let him back into your life. You don't let him come back and hold you in bed one night. That's just, you don't do that. Please don't do that. Don't do that. Yeah. He could be changed. I believe that he was, truly. I just don't think that was the right, I don't think that was the right direction to go. Yeah. I don't like it.
It was
and I know people are mad at me for saying that because they love Spike and Buffy.
They brought Angel back.
They did.
And then, like, Angel shows up and he punches the shit out of Caleb. We're going to talk to Caleb. And it's like, but then she's like, well, you can't be my champion because if we fail, you guys in LA are the next line of defense. So that was a good way to explain it and get David Boreanaz in, because they were bringing people back, as like they brought people back as ghosts with the first, like, so you got Tara, you got Joyce, so they brought David Boreanaz back, but I just, it was all very weird, and then she gives Spike the talisman, and she's like, you're going to be my champion.
I know there would be a lot of people mad at me for saying that, because they will so heavily disagree with me, because they will be Spike and Buffy forever. I just truly don't think that there should ever be a scene written where someone gets raped or attempted rape, and then they let that person back in.
Yeah.
That is just the worst precedent, especially a show that's for young girls and for young women.
I can understand. Please don't write that. Like I said, I agree with you. It's a bad precedent. It's a bad example to show. And what would probably have been better was to show how she set a boundary.
Right. Correct. Him. Because I do like that he was humanized and he came back and he did good. And he was the one who sacrificed himself to save the world at the end. I love that. I love it. I just don't think he should have been in Buffy's life. Yes, there should have been a boundary for her.
Yeah. Yeah. But also, the other Melissa also really enjoys their relationship in season 7. So that's where we are. That's where we are. Be with us in the comments.
I know. It's hard.
Yeah. So Buffy goes to work at the school.
Of course she does.
Robin offers her a job.
And I'm correct, right? He knew she was a Slayer from the start, right? Yeah. He did know that. Okay. Yeah. He knew that from the start.
Yeah. So he hires her as a counselor, but not like a guidance counselor, because she has no qualifications for that. But he's seen her transcript and her file, your permanent record.
Your permanent record.
So he knows that she was a troubled teen. Yeah. That's what he tells her. And he's like, you can relate to these kids kind of on their level.
Can you imagine?
And that's how we get her back in the school.
Can you imagine what her permanent record said from Principal Snyder, though? Like, there's no way anything good was in there.
Season 7, episode 5.
Okay.
It's it's a big giant spider. Wait,
which one is episode 5?
It's the one where
selfless.
So Anya's a demon again.
Oh, she kills all the frat boys.
Yes. And Buffy's like, I have to kill you.
Yeah.
I have to slay you. Xander defends Anya, so good job on that. Like, he didn't point out that, by that logic, you should kill Spike. He didn't do that. But the thing that she says to him is where we finally get Buffy really feeling herself and her power, because he's saying that she doesn't have the guts to kill Spike or whatever.
Yeah.
And she's like, because he did bring, and that's why she says, I killed Angel. So don't tell me.
Right. Right.
Don't even try to tell me. You don't know what that cost me. And then she basically pushes back at him on, and he's like, well, how come you get to decide and all this? And she's like, at the end of the day, there's only me. Mm-hmm. I'm the law.
Yeah.
Like, and I thought that was a really good point for her to make, especially at this point in this season. We've got these potentials coming.
Yeah.
And yes, you guys have been in the trenches. You have been fighting. But at the end of the day, I'm the one that's got to fight the first.
Right. And this is where we also start to see that Buffy's, her backup system is not backing her up. No. Right. They're really starting to kind of resent Buffy for being the leader. And she's starting to resent them for not following her lead. And that comes to a head in one of these episodes as well. But
okay, so then Xander goes, Spike ends up living in Xander's basement again. D'Hoffryn punishes Anya. Mm-hmm. And she thinks that he's going to kill her.
Yeah.
He kills her best friend, Helfrich. He summons Helfrich and kills her. That was harsh.
It was.
Harsh. That is so harsh. But Anya's death fantasy was of becoming Mrs. Xander Harris. That's where you get the song reprise.
Right. It came back. It all came back.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Dawn has a crush on a boy at school.
Oh my God, that stupid episode. Oh, come on. Him. The whole everybody. God. What was it? His jacket, wasn't it? His jacket.
Yeah, the Letterman jacket, and like every girl. And so then Dawn and Buffy both have a crush on him, and Buffy's like, I can give him something you can't. You know, I'm a mature woman.
Gross. I know that whole episode was so terrible. And then Willow gonna make him into a girl. Like, I can change him.
It's just
I can change him.
Okay. It's so bad. It's so bad. That was
and we don't ever know what Anya did. They were like, "What did you do to impress him?" She's like, "I don't know."
And also, this is like Dawn is trying to find her place in the Scoobies.
I know,
because she's been, you know, last season there was a lot of Dawn being lost, and she's
rebellious.
Still kind of lost, and,
right?
And all of these potentials are coming into the house, and Dawn is feeling less and less special.
And because they're all Dawn's age, they're all girls her age coming into her house who are all just like her sister, her big sister. Yeah. That's got to be weird.
Yeah. It's got to be weird. So Willow, who is now doing white magic, does a little spell to find this other potential that they think is in Sunnydale. The light accidentally hits Dawn. She thinks it's her. It's actually the girl that Buffy's been training. But in the school, they have that girl who I call by the wrong name repeatedly in my notes.
Is it Amanda?
I'm not even going to try. It might be.
Yeah.
It might be Amanda, but I called her something else for a really long time. They have... So Dawn is teaching this girl how to fight.
Yeah.
So she's learned so much, you know, and Buffy's even started to train her. And, but it's just interesting. And then she starts getting into the computer stuff and the research stuff. It's funny watching Dawn try to find her place in season 7.
She can speak Sumerian or whatever. She can speak languages now that she couldn't before, and she can research in all these grimoires and stuff.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's
she becomes their Willow.
Yes. Unbelievable. Let me see. So then Andrew ends up becoming their prisoner.
Yeah, they're hostage.
So now they've got all of these girls like sleeping all over the house because Giles keeps going out and bringing new potential slayers.
Yeah.
And now Andrew is now being held prisoner there as well. And Spike's in the basement.
We got all these weird, like,
he's
all
chained
these
up in the basement because he doesn't trust himself and they don't trust him.
I guess. Put Spike in the basement, but can't he get out? Like, don't we see him just getting out at all times? Like, he just
they're always
escapes the basement.
And,
he's never really down there.
Yeah. So then there's this scene kind of midway through, I feel like, when Buffy, we don't realize it, but she takes them all out to a fight with the Chaka Khans.
Yeah.
And it looks like she's losing.
Mm-hmm.
And like through that fight, you're like, oh my, and they're all like, oh my God. But then it's her time, you know, she finally saves the day. And she's like, this is what it's going to be like.
Right.
We're going to get hurt. People are going to be dying. She becomes like General Patton.
Yeah. And it's because they weren't wanting to follow her. They weren't wanting to do this. They just wanted to be protected. You're here. We're here. You're supposed to be protecting us. We don't want to do all of this.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And so they had this plan to take them out and watch her fight, watch her do her thing. And
do you want to hear the speech she gives? Because
sure.
I actually
really
wrote it down. I love this. Okay. So let's see. They're back at the house after the fight. Okay. And Drusilla is now haunting Spike. It's a whole thing. Buffy overhears Giles, Willow, and Xander. And Giles is, because she's really injured from the fight, and he's like, I think she might have internal bleeding.
Right.
You know, I don't think she's going to die. And he's like, but we don't have any plan for what we're going to do if she dies. And so Buffy's overhearing this, and she's like, let me set the record straight here.
Right.
And it's a really good scene. I'm standing on the mouth of hell, and it's going to swallow me whole. And it's going to choke on me because we're not going to wait till the end. They want the apocalypse. We're going to give it to them now. There's only one thing on this earth more powerful than evil, and that's us.
Right.
It's such a great rally speech.
It is.
I love it.
Good. Now, these girls, they could have been better. These girls were a bit, I mean, they were young. They were like Dawn, right? They were like the Scoobies when they were in high school. They were kids. But
they're kids.
They're annoying in this. They're supposed to be. Annoying. They're annoying because they're. But Lord, are they annoying?
Wait, I have a list of them.
Yeah, I got it. I have the list. Mm-hmm. And I love Felicia Day comes in here during this time.
Yes, I'm very excited about Felicia Day. Yeah.
Now I'm sure I don't know if it's an unpopular opinion. I really don't like Kennedy. I just don't like her. I just don't like.
I don't feel Kennedy's character.
I don't like it. I don't like her and the way I don't want her to be with Willow.
One of the things that bugged me and almost felt this is going to come off weird, probably. Also, keep in mind, not a lesbian. I don't know. Okay. But I am a person who's had relationships. Willow is still deeply grieving.
She is.
Okay. And I'm guessing that somebody told Kennedy. But Kennedy's approach to this was almost a little predatory.
Yeah.
In that she's telling Willow it's okay to feel good and to want to feel good. And then she does a thing where she kicks all of the girls out of the bedroom and sets up a little candlelit love nest.
Right.
Making a big assumption there and putting Willow in a really potentially damaging situation, because what if she wasn't ready? But knowing what we know about Willow and what she did with Oz, right? Remember, would Willow have sex with Kennedy because, like, well, I'm in this room with all these candles?
But it's very clear she wasn't ready, because that's the episode where she turns into Warren.
Yeah.
Remember? Like, it's pretty clear she wasn't ready for that.
No, it's a really, and so Kennedy being so
aggressive, which is kind of the antithesis to Tara, right? And how she was so different, which, I mean, people are different. I just didn't like her character. No. I didn't like her.
I didn't like her attitude.
Yeah.
Although I do love the scene. They finally, fool around, and Kennedy has a tongue ring.
Yeah.
And Dawn can hear everything going on, and then Willow makes some sort of comment about the tongue ring. Dawn gets it like 2 scenes later.
Yeah, she does.
And she's like,
she said something about it was about a loss of control. She was like, when your girlfriend has a tongue ring, and then several seconds later, Dawn's like, oh, a tongue ring.
She's like, okay, now I get it. Oh. But I just don't, I don't like how suddenly Kennedy was her girlfriend. I
didn't like that either.
Amanda is the one that I called something completely different, like Sarah Forever in my notes.
Yeah.
She's the one from Sunnydale High. She does end up dying. Poor Amanda.
Did she die?
She dies.
At the very end, did she?
Yeah, she's.
I just watched those episodes. Sad. I can't remember. There was a lot of them that died, unfortunately.
There's the girl Molly, who's British, and she gets, like, broken to death by Caleb. Chow An, who's from Chinese, and I like the way this wrote this, never learns English. She had, like, 5 minutes. When was she going to learn English? But there's this running gag about her being lactose intolerant, and nobody knows that. So, Giles is like, but I bought her ice cream, and that seemed to make her happy. And she's like, no, it didn't.
The funniest thing she said once, they were like, there's a girl in your yard doing Tai Chi or something like that. And like, what's she doing out there? Because she doesn't know what's going on this whole time.
No, she's completely, I don't know how she, and then there's there's one girl that shows up, Eve, kind of blonde Southern belle. Turns out she's the first, because the bringers killed Eve before she could get there.
Yeah.
So then the girls are really wigged out because the first was with them, sleeping with them, talking to them, eating with them, and they did not know.
Right. Which is creepy.
So the first is a really, 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 really good final big bad, I think, because it can take the form of anyone who has died.
Yeah. And I do like
the show up as your mom.
Your mom. I do like the first. I did not love Caleb as a big bad. I love Nathan Fillion, but jeez, that was rough to watch.
He was really cheesy.
Cheesy.
He was especially like when he picks up the girl, he picks up one of on the side hiker. Of the road, and he's, I mean, his accent is so cheesy.
It's really bad.
It's really, really bad. Really, really bad. Did anyone like Nathan Fillion?
I'm wondering. I wonder the same thing. And back at that time, he wasn't really well known yet, right? So it wasn't like you had all these really cool roles he was in to go, well, he's really good in this. It was like, who is that nerd? He's really skinny. He's got bad hair and a terrible accent. And why did he have like the priest's collar on? Because he was like a Southern Baptist, cult leader. So what was none of this makes no sense.
That was really weird to me because I'm like, as I'm listening to him and I'm like, he's not acting like a Catholic priest. So what the hell is he?
He was like a tent revival type preacher.
Yeah. Yeah.
So weird.
Oh, God. So Spike starts helping with the training of the potentials as well. And they even go do a thing in the graveyard.
Yeah.
Because she's trying to teach them how to kill vampires and that you need to... You need to be ready. You cannot hesitate on staking. You need to just stake them. Stake them.
And it's really important to note that they are all just normal girls at this point. Potentials are not slayers, so they don't have healing. They don't have all that. They don't have strength. They're just normal girls.
Why are they teaching them then? I don't understand.
I guess they need an army. Potential army.
I guess.
Or maybe just to protect themselves because they're being hunted.
I guess. I mean, I guess you have to train them, but like they're planning to take them into battle as an army, even though they don't have any special powers. It's a little strange. There's a scene, I'm not sure what episode this is in, but it's the one where Dawn finds out she's not a potential slayer.
It's the one we were talking about, with Amanda.
It's one of those like moments where where Xander acts human, and you're just like, wow. And he goes out, he sits down with Dawn, and he's like, look, I know what it's like to be a person around people with powers and have no powers.
Right.
And he says, and he says to her, he's like, no, you're not special. You're extraordinary.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I like that. But he also says something in there about, in this later on, because he's like, but I see everything.
Yeah.
Not so much.
I didn't understand what he was talking about. And that was also said again by someone else. It said, because you see. And I'm like, what does he see? When does he see? Who is he seeing? What are you talking about?
Don't know. I guess Joss just wanted us to know.
That like Xander's observing everything. I wouldn't have said that from watching 7 seasons of this show that he was the most observant. But I felt like I'd missed something when he said that. I was like, what did I miss?
Yeah. And then we get... and Warren is starting to appear to Andrew
as the first.
And Andrew's even calling him the first, he knows, but then he's almost played again. It's a weird, there's kind of like a reverse blind something.
Poor Andrew.
Going on there.
But we got Buffy and Principal Wood. We think there's going to be like a romance connection. There's not. There's no romance connection there. Because he's got, of course, just like all of Buffy's love interests, he's got his own issues. He's got issues. He's got problems.
He's got issues. Is this the season where Buffy gets the chip taken out of Spike's head?
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah. Because they go to the initiative that is all still there, but
and we didn't talk about that Riley came in season 6
while she's working at the burger
Double Meat Palace. Oh. And doesn't tell her he's married for a good several hours of being together with her.
And to the coolest girl.
Well, who cares? Do you know how mad I'd be as his wife if you met this girl that I've heard nothing but, stories about you and her, and you didn't immediately tell her that you were married to me? Oh my God. Yeah. I still don't like Riley.
I'm sure there were conversations in the helicopter on the way home. Like,
still
all right,
like
look,
Riley.
I was nice while we were there, but dude, we need to talk.
That was the best thing because Willow was so nice to her and she left and Willow was like, that bitch. That's a good best friend.
Yep. Absolutely.
We hate her.
We hate her. Yeah. You have to, because she was hot and she was a commando and the whole thing. Yeah, I don't even know why they felt like they needed to bring him back.
Stupid.
Just to make her feel more ashamed of her life.
I guess.
Because he also figures out that she's with Spike.
He catches them together, right? But yeah, it is in season 7 where Buffy, because she calls Riley, I think, and he tells them to do whatever she says, and she has the chip taken out.
Yeah, because
and
he can't...
Principal Wood gets all pissed off about it.
Yes, so. And then there's the episode where Principal Wood and Giles team up to kill Spike.
Yeah.
Because he's a bad influence on her. I'm like, right now, Giles. One of the reasons she gets pissed at them is she's like, he's the best fighter we've got.
What's wrong with you, Giles? It's like Giles finally figured out, oh, maybe they did have sex. Maybe I don't like that. Maybe she wasn't lying. Maybe I need to get rid of Spike. What a weird, he's still in all dad mode.
Yeah, that one really, that one pisses me off. Then there's the thing, oh, go ahead.
Then Faith comes.
Yes.
After their date falls apart and it doesn't work, we go and we get Faith, and she comes back. And she's a little more mature. She's still Faith.
She's still Faith. We need to work through some things. Yeah. One of the first things she does is take the girls to the Bronze.
Yeah, of course.
For a night of fun. Yeah. Got to be very Faith about that. And they find this, I don't even remember where they got that little spinny thing that tells the story of the first Slayer.
It was in Principal Wood's mom's box. He had her stuff. Okay. And it was in her little puzzle box, and he gives it to Buffy. He said, you should have this. It was my mom's, and he kept it, and that's where it was.
So apparently this probably should have been passed down from Slayer to Slayer, because it explains where they came from.
Right. That was what had been happening, supposedly. So all the Slayers since Robin's mom have not had this. But the Watchers should have known it existed. Yeah, I mean, the Watchers don't do a very good job.
So it does this little, like, shadow puppet show, and then we kind of go and we see the whole thing, and that's where we find out that a bunch of men, in order to fight the bad demons, did the only thing that made sense, which was to imbue power into a teenage girl without her permission or consent.
Exactly. That's exactly right. I agree. Jeez.
And that's where they came from, and it's like... I don't know what we were supposed to take from that episode. What I took from that episode was fucking patriarchy again.
Yeah, that's what Buffy took from it as well.
Yeah.
She learned that lesson and went over there and exacted retribution.
Yep. Episode 16. I love this episode. It's called The Storyteller. It's the one where Andrew has the smoking jacket.
Yeah, and
he's
video
vlogging.
Camera. Yeah.
He's essentially
He's a vlogger.
vlogging.
He is.
He's a vlogger. It was a new thing at the time.
And he still has the big video camera.
Yeah. And so it's so funny because we're getting everybody's backstory and what's going on filtered through Andrew's perception.
Right.
And it's such a great episode. And then, but at one point he's filming in the bathroom, and and then Anya's pounding on the door because Buffy's house, I guess, only has one bathroom.
Right.
And Anya says something like, "You've been in there for half an hour. Why can't you just masturbate like a normal person?"
Yeah, she does. She does.
It was great. It was great. I love it.
But
and
then
it's just a weird
Anya
episode.
and Andrew end up being really close friends.
Yes. Yeah, because they go on the
episode.
Hospital run together.
They end up being, Scooby buddies themselves.
Yeah. And now the school... it's descended into chaos at this point.
Of course it has. And the funniest thing to me was Buffy's like, yeah, it does this. She's like, this is what happens in this high school. We've been here before, just not this quickly.
Yeah. We don't usually have this many people die this early in the term, but we do have people die.
Right.
Every year. But it's like Mad Max in there. There's like
it is.
Graffiti on the lockers and toilet paper everywhere. And that's crazy. That's absolutely crazy.
Well, this is when, after all of this is when they finally decide that they don't want Buffy as their leader anymore.
Oh, yeah. Let's talk about that episode. Which episode is it where they do that horrible shit?
It's after The Storyteller.
Yeah.
And it's after Caleb comes in.
Yeah.
Because she wants to... What happens is she wants to go to Caleb's vineyard because she thinks that's where they need to go, and everybody's like, no, that's not what we need to do. That's not what we're gonna do, because Caleb had already killed one of them, remember?
Yes.
And
one time
that kicked their ass, basically. He was pretty strong. And so they didn't want to go back out there, and Buffy's like, well, we need to, and Faith said no, and it pissed me off once again. All her
like
friends
Willow
say no.
Not only that, but like Willow like her bestest friend is like, we think you should leave. It's my house.
Yeah.
They kicked her out of her own damn house.
Yeah. Willow, Xander, Anya, Giles. All of them were like, Principal Wood.
And why? Why? Were they upset about Spike? Were they upset that she lost a single battle? I don't understand to this day why they thought that was the right decision.
They just didn't like her making all the decisions, is what it seemed like. Like, she's making decisions. Like she said, like you said, she said in that earlier episode where I'm the one, I'm going to have to do it myself. They didn't like that, I guess. Yeah. And the girls, like we said, they were kind of being bratty. They were young. Yeah. They didn't like following Buffy. They didn't want to do that. They liked Faith, who took them to the bronze.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Well. Mm-hmm.
So, now Faith's
oh, yeah. And then we get the episode where Giles and Robin Wood, you know, think they're going to kill Spike. Mm-hmm. Ha ha. Really? And Spike doesn't kill Robin.
Yeah.
Basically proving, see, I've changed. As a favor to you, I did not kill this man, although he tried really hard to kill me. Yeah. But I understand. I killed his mom.
Yeah.
Like, he's like, I get it. And you get it.
Because he just had that whole episode where it was that episode where we see his problems with his own mom. Yeah. So he was having that trigger with the song she sang him.
Oh, yes. The weird little song. And then it's so sad. Like, I feel so bad for Spike because, like, he loved his mom so much that his first reaction to being made an immortal vampire was to make his mom an immortal vampire with him.
And Drusilla's back there like, what?
Because she's now evil. She says the things that you have a nightmare about your mother saying to you. I wish I'd never had you. Since you slithered out of my body. Like, it's horrible. She says horrible shit to Spike. Episode 18 was called Dirty Girls.
Yeah.
So this is what I found in one of my notes. Spike and Faith have never met each other before.
Well, they had. When they were body swapped.
Oh, wait. Okay. Yes, they did. He just doesn't remember. Okay.
When they were body swapped and he knew it wasn't Buffy immediately, he said, you're not Buffy.
Right. That's right.
And he was the only one who knew it wasn't Buffy. Like, everybody else thought that Faith was Buffy when they were body swapped.
Yeah.
But she met Spike and she was going to try to do to him like she did to Riley, because Riley's a dumbass. And Spike was like, you're not Buffy.
You're not Buffy. That's not going to
But they had never met in her body. Yes, you're right. They'd never had a scene together, Eliza and James.
Okay, that's what it was. Mm-hmm. All right, because I'm like, But then he realizes who she is as she's beating him up.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Oh, your Faith. Robin, he gave Buffy this job. Now he fires Buffy.
Everybody's mad at Buffy. That's what we're going to call season 7. Everybody's mad at Buffy.
One of the reasons that I think Xander was behind the kick Buffy out thing was because he lost his eyeball when they went to fight Caleb.
I don't know if it was, I think it was after that though. Because
so is that when they ended up going and doing Faith's plan?
After that, because they did Faith's plan and it didn't work, and that's when they got bombed and so many of them got killed because Buffy ended up going back and it was exactly like she said. The thing they needed, that scythe, was exactly there where she said it was going to be. She pulled it out like King Arthur.
Yes,
But Faith had taken them to where that bomb was, and a bunch of them got hurt going in there, and they got attacked and everything, and so that was Faith's fault.
Yeah, but then Buffy tries to tell them, and she's like, "No, this isn't her fault. This could have happened to me. This is what happens."
Yeah.
She doesn't say like, "See, you followed Faith, and that's why all these bad things happen." She didn't do that because she's a good leader. But yeah, Caleb does this nasty thing where he basically just sticks his thumb in Xander's eye. That's another one of my icks. Like, anything with somebody's eye. But Xander got up and walked out. Like, I would have been.
Well, they carried him out in that scene. I just watched that recently. They carried him out.
They do carry him out.
They carried him out between two people because that had happened.
Bad. So we're almost at I don't know. We're nearing the end. People are they're evacuating Sunnydale. They find Clem, and he's kind of he's like, it's not that I don't think you can win. I mean, I'm not saying you're going to lose, but I'm leaving town.
Yeah, I'm leaving town. I love Clem.
And then he says something about that he doesn't eat cats anymore because of his cholesterol.
Yeah, because demons apparently have a weird like cat trading system. Yeah.
They eat.
They gamble with cats, and it was so strange. That's a running joke throughout so much of the later seasons.
It really is. It really is. Mm-hmm. Yes, Anya and Xander have makeup sex of some kind.
I guess they do.
Yeah.
It's weird. But I thought for sure they would end up getting back together, and they just don't really. I guess they kind of make up.
They realized it was over. I think that was
make
just
up, but it's not. They're not together.
Getting into a place in their relationship. Then at one point, Andrew is going with Spike to get. They're going somewhere to get something together.
Well, they sent Spike off, and Giles was like, Andrew, you go too. They're just trying to get rid of him, and so they go on like a mission.
They go on a mission together, and they're having a conversation about how to make the bloomin' onion.
Spike is like obsessed with blooming onions.
Loves. He was obsessed with blooming onions, and he's telling him, and he's like, no, first you have to soak the onion.
This is like multiple times in this show that he has talked about onions, like fried
It's one of the best things ever. He loves the blooming onion.
But see, this is how you and I are bouncing around like balls in a box. So they did that, proving Buffy right, because Buffy was gone at this point, and they sent Spike on that mission, and he finds out, oh yeah, actually what Buffy said was right, and everything you need is in that vineyard, and so he has to come back and tell them that. And when he comes back, Buffy's gone. He's like, what the fuck did you guys do? Yes. She's your leader. What do you mean she went off? And so he goes and finds her, and that's when he ends up holding her all night in that dude's house.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He and Andrew had gone on the mission and proved her right.
Yeah. Then there's that weird... Is there the weird woman hiding in the cave?
What the hell did she come from? Who was that? Where was she from? Why was she there? Like, why was there gauze? Had she just been back there? Was she eating? Like, what was who was that? I don't know.
Was she in... this is me. I'm watching it. Was she in stasis until...
And then I guess Caleb was back there hiding until... Yeah, I don't know.
It's because very weird, but there's that
Caleb
woman.
was like plugging into the first, powering up like a phone charger or something. Yep. And that's how he was getting...
He was getting super strong.
I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't really understand how Nathan Fillion's character Caleb actually related to the first, or why he was in this show at all.
That's exactly right. I didn't either. It seemed to me. I mean, were these ghosts, like the first was a ghost?
Yeah.
Were they corporeal? Because that would be the only thing that makes sense. Because I don't think there's ever a scene where that ghost first character touches anyone.
I don't think they are.
It could fight.
I don't think they can manipulate matter. Yeah.
Right. So that's the only reason I guess that Nathan Fillion was in this show.
Yes, it took them forever to figure out because they couldn't figure out what the first was going to look like, I guess.
I guess so.
And then now, so we're still trying to open up that seal that they bled Jonathan on, and they decide they need more blood. So they kidnap Spike.
Oh, yeah.
No, Spike hanging on the thing, like crucified again with the crucifixion imagery.
Xander had also been crucified by that girl on his on his date. Oh, he
goes out because he can never date a normal person. See, she wasn't a praying mantis, wasn't a mummy, but she was a bad
evil.
Yeah. And so Buffy's like, well, we have to go get... This is another dumb argument about Spike with Buffy, the Potentials, and all of her friends, where they're like, no, we're not going to go rescue him. And again, she's like...
He's our best
chance.
Right.
Like, why are you not getting this?
But also, could the weapon that she pulled out of that rock that had been in the vineyard, could that have been a cheesier weapon if they had tried? Like, it looked like something you'd win at an arcade for 2,000 tickets or something. Like, why is that?
It was not... No.
And it was supposed to be ancient. I'm like, you mean this bright red, silvery plastic looking thing is an ancient weapon, older than the town and the country itself? Just
in there. Just sitting there.
Sure. Why not?
God. I had this funny thought. There's a in this process where they're still sort of, they're all still pissed off at Buffy and there's a lot. It just sort of, it's a continuing thing. And Anya goes on this rant because she's so blunt, and she's like, Buffy didn't do anything to earn the leadership. She's basically talking about Slayer privilege.
Right.
That Buffy didn't do anything. She didn't deserve this. She didn't do anything to earn it, but she is the leader. It's just the way it is.
Yeah.
Liza, I can't wait to hear your thoughts on this. What did I want to hear your thoughts on? Slayer privilege?
Did you write that down and now you don't know what you were going to ask?
Liza, I can't wait to hear your thoughts. It's immediately after Anya discussing Slayer privilege.
Wow.
Do you have thoughts on this, Liza? Because apparently at that moment I thought you would have thoughts.
I mean, I don't. Not really. No.
Oh, wait. I think it was just in general me wanting to hear your thoughts on them kicking her out of the house.
Oh, yeah. I had a lot of thoughts.
That's what I think
Pissed
was.
me off. I was mad at everybody.
The mayor comes back.
I know. I loved that they brought everybody back. Pretty much everybody. I mean, maybe I would have to go look. Maybe not, but most everybody came back at least for a little cameo. I loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought that was great.
It was good. Yeah. And now I know we don't like. So you're not a big fan of her letting Spike back.
I don't think it should have happened,
but he does. I mean, he's got some good lines in here. And I think this is when they're doing the cuddle, maybe, that he says, in 100 years, the only thing I've ever been sure about is you. Which is very sweet to hear.
Although he does tell her that she has angel breath.
Yes, she does, which is funny.
Angel.
Which is funny. He actually has a whole speech, which I'm not going to read to you.
It could have gone so badly. He saw that, and the first was speaking in his ear. They could have written it to be an awful thing where he wants revenge or something, and he didn't. He didn't.
That's them showing the difference. Previous to having a soul, he would have gone off the deep end.
Yeah.
But he didn't. And he tells her, I've seen the best and the worst of you, and I understand with perfect clarity exactly what you are. Yeah. And at that point, everybody's telling her who she should be, who she shouldn't be. You're a good leader. You're a shitty leader. Get the hell out of the house. We're all turning our back on you. And he doesn't.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I said. I absolutely love Spike's character growth. I just wish that Buffy'd had a boundary there. Yeah. I do love who he turned into, but...
So, episode 21, and there's a horrible Joss Whedon self-insert moment with Xander here. She's Buffy's having a conversation with Xander, and I think this is because we don't know at the time that the special mission she's sending him on is to kidnap Dawn,
and
get her away,
get her out.
And she says to him, I don't understand it. She's like, Xander, you've always been my strength.
Really?
No, you're the Slayer. You don't need anyone to be your strength, and we've just spent 7 years making this point.
Right.
This is not female empowerment.
This is when she's the
man.
one who says something about he sees everything. This is the second time it gets said.
I think that's in that speech.
In that speech, she says something, you see everything. I'm like, what are you talking about? What does that mean? I missed something so big. Like, what does he see? I don't know. Yeah. I missed it.
Oh, it's so bad. It's so bad. And he does a throwaway line in there too, like, oh, and if you die, Will'll just bring you back. Like, that's funny.
Well, like, the funniest part to me is he does kidnap Dawn. We figure out that that's what's going on, and he takes her, and she tases him to take the car back. But the funniest part to me was when Dawn is standing there like this, and then just kicks Buffy in the shin, like, how dare you? I thought it was so cute.
Yeah.
That was it. That was her little tantrum. She kicked her in the shin, and that was enough.
Kicked her. Yep. Well, and I wrote in my notes that all of these things that I love about Spike and Buffy are if I remove the assault story from my head.
That's it. That's the only way.
If I just pretend that episode never happened, then you can love this relationship.
Right?
It did. It
did, and the rest should never have happened. I know people.
And I wrote, and I hate that was taken away from us. That our ability to see this relationship develop into a really positive thing was destroyed by a choice that no one, even in the book that I read, nobody explains why this was the choice that was made. And when the actor said, we don't want to do it, Joss was like, oh, we're doing it.
And didn't James say he had to have therapy after that episode? That he ended up being in therapy from shooting that episode?
Yeah, because it turns out that he has since changed his acting process, but he was a method actor. And so he would become the character.
Gross.
And it was very, very traumatizing to him. And I know that seems ridiculous, but it isn't. if you're not that kind of person, if you're a person who would never do that, and your method acting your is to become a person who would do that. Yeah. And then do it repeatedly from multiple angles. Right. With a coworker that you admire, who is your friend, who is a woman who is smaller than you. She's not really the slayer. Right. There's no intimacy coordinator.
Because you have to accept in that moment that the only reason it didn't go forward is because Buffy was stronger than him. Yeah. And there's no other reason.
That is the only reason. And he had a lot. He needed some therapy. And he has changed the way he acts now. Like, he had to give that up because we had to keep going to a lot of dark places to be Spike.
So we came to the last episode where they go down into that massive... Where did they go to get down? It was in the school, right? It was down in the school. Mm-hmm. And they finally opened the hellmouth with all their blood.
Yeah, the seal. Yeah.
And the funniest thing is Buffy takes them all down in there, and there's like a gabillion of the Shaka Khans down there. Yeah. And she goes, oh no. She's like, oh crap.
Oh, yeah, that was a lot more than any of them were expecting. Right. It was also really bad CGI.
But Buffy, Willow, not Buffy, Willow... does the little spell and turns every potential slayer into a slayer. I think that was cool.
Okay, but wait.
Okay.
I'm very confused.
Okay.
The way that voiceover is explaining it. Yeah. And they're showing girls all over the world suddenly getting it. I didn't take away from that it was only potential slayers. Mm-hmm. But maybe that's what I was supposed to take. I just thought every teenage girl in the world. No, it's all
every potential slayer woke up. Like those girls that were there in the house. Now. Yeah, so now they are all slayers. Which I think, like I said, I didn't love the last episode. I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it. But I think that was a pretty cool thing because all throughout 7 seasons of this, Buffy has truly hated that she was alone. It was all on her shoulder. We've seen over and over, this is all on my shoulders. I'm the only one who can do this. And now... all over the world, she's not the only one. There's lots and lots of young women who are slayers now who can help her out.
That works better for me.
No, I don't think it was supposed to be every girl because Dawn and whoever didn't all turn into slayers. It was just the potential slayers. Which then goes back to my question, is it only teenagers? Because where's these women who...
where's that woman when did they age out? Menopause in the middle of a hot flash and suddenly like, ooh, I feel
good. Yeah, when do you age out of being a slayer?
I don't know. So Xander does the, hey, there's a party in my eye socket, everyone's invited. It's a good joke.
Weird. Even he was like, that was a weird thing for me to say. Sorry.
Yeah, it was funny.
Well, the crazy thing was, though, that after all that happened and they kind of kicked ass, they lost some more slayers and people died, but they got out on a school bus for some weird reason. But then the entirety of Sunnydale just fell into a hole in the ground.
Yeah, but we have to go back because in the final battle that happens on the school, before they're trying to get to the school bus. They have to get out of the building because the building is coming down. Mm-hmm. We very unceremoniously, completely stupidly lose Anya. Anya gets stabbed.
God, and again with the gasping, she didn't just get stabbed. They cut her in half almost. Like they chopped her from here to here. Just I was like, oh. I mean, I gasped and
Andrew's
was
the only one who saw it, I think.
He's the only one who saw it, and I was so angry again at Xander. This woman,
he didn't even notice she was missing.
He was just like, Anya, well, I guess you're fine, and just ran out. Really? Mm-hmm. You didn't let them get her body. Now, nothing. And then at the end, he was like, yeah, that's my girl. I'm like, oh, fuck off.
That pissed me off.
All that stuff.
So much.
Me too. I'm glad I'm not the only one.
So much.
Well, at least Xander's fine. At least he's okay at the end. And, you know, he'll be all right if he has to mourn Anya, I guess.
I guess. There's a moment before, there's another one of those little fake out moments where it looks like they're planning their assault, but it's really just Giles, Andrew, Amanda, and Xander playing Dungeons and Dragons.
Yep. It is cute. I thought it was cute, too.
Yeah. So they get out, they get onto the bus. And then they're getting attacked on the bus, which I guess getting attacked on the school bus, I just thought about it. That is such a great metaphor for school.
Sure. Yeah. But they also, very obviously to me, left without Buffy.
Okay. Yes, she's been stabbed, and Dawn's the only one who seems to be freaking the hell out about it. And she sees her sister running across the buildings, trying to catch up to the bus.
Yeah, they left without Buffy. Just hauling ass out of town without Buffy.
Because they suck like that.
Yeah, I know. I know. So again,
Robin got stabbed too, and they think he's dead.
His face thinks he's dead.
Yeah.
He has the death scene like, oh God, what is that movie that they, like, he comes back?
Oh, yeah, where he keeps coming back. Yeah. And then Spike, so let's talk about Spike's ultimate sacrifice. The amulet.
I mean, I didn't understand what that amulet meant. I was confused by the amulet.
The amulet was going to channel the sunlight, which would kill all of the Chaka Khans.
Like a death
How
ray.
that leads to the collapse of the Hellmouth and all of Sunnydale going into the pit, I mean, know.
That was a pretty big sinkhole under Sunnydale. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That was a pretty large sinkhole.
So he's got the amulet on. He's killing the Chaka Khans. Everybody's running out. And that's why they leave, because she's saying goodbye to Spike.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, screw her. She wants to say goodbye to Spike, because they hate him. And she tells him that she loves him, and he says, no, you don't, but thanks for saying that. And then he finally feels like he's going to get redemption.
Yeah.
And he's so happy that he's laughing with joy as he dies.
Yeah.
Pretty good ending.
P.S. Redemption.
He's not really dead.
Oh, okay. All right.
No, he's really not, and anybody who's watched Angel can tell you.
Yeah. Amazing.
Not really dead.
It's
one of those things that you're like, I was so happy.
Well, you spoiled it for me. I'm just kidding.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Kidding. Amazing.
Believe me, Angel is so worth watching. Yeah. Well, so then they finally catch up, and and the whole thing falls into the thing. And then I do love the way this ends, because they're standing there looking over this like disaster, this pit that used to be Sunnydale. And the last line of the show is, what do we do now?
Yeah.
I like that.
That's when Giles says, like, no, there's another Hellmouth in Cleveland. Cleveland. Like, they're all over the place. And that's why I said I didn't hate or love it, because I'm like, well, okay, well, there wasn't like a lot of closure. They destroyed the town, but it's all left open. I don't know.
Okay, so before we get on to our rankings, so the story did end way back when, but there is a sequel TV show that is really, really happening.
Oh, I'm so
Sarah
excited.
Michelle Gellar is involved. Yeah. Joss Whedon is not.
Yeah. Yeah.
They have already chosen who is going to play the Slayer.
This segues to the question that I asked last week about if Buffy were like Doctor Who, and instead of potential Slayers coming in, if Buffy had been replaced as Buffy when she died, who would have been a good actress to play her back in 2000, 2001? Who would you want to have seen as Buffy? So we said we were going to return to that this week after we asked
Kristen Bell.
to think about it. Okay. Was she doing stuff much back then? I don't remember her back then.
She's been acting since she was a child.
Yeah.
So I think
she would have been the right age for that.
They're around the same age. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Kristen Bell can do the quippy.
She would have had the Buffy puns. The good Buffy puns.
She would have had that energy and that attitude.
She is Buffy-like. You're right.
Yeah.
I think that even though she ended up being in Charmed after, I think Rose McGowan would have been a kick-ass Buffy.
Oh yeah. That would have been good.
Also, maybe she was passed away by that point, but Aaliyah would have been a good one as well.
Oh yeah. The only thing she ever really got to do was
Queen of the Damned.
Yeah, that was such a shame, because she showed that she could really do it. Yeah, this series is supposed to maybe debut in 2026 on Hulu, but that has not been confirmed yet. But they did pick the Slayer. There's a video out there of Sarah Michelle Gellar, Zoom calling the potential Slayer, because you have to film that now. When you're up for a role, you have to film the phone call that you get where you get. And the girls, the Slayer might be called Nova. We don't know. We think is going to be played by Ryan Kira Armstrong. The new Slayer is 15.
Yeah, the weird thing is, though, I guess Buffy was meant to be 15 right before she got started, 16 at the start of the season, but Sarah was not, so they're going with an 8, like their real age.
Yeah, well, I mean, they're trying to do that more often because we're all kind of over the whole
30s,
yeah,
in 30-year-old high school.
16-year-olds. So, okay. Do you want to go with your ranking?
I don't have it in front of me. I didn't print it out, so you're going to have to tell everybody what it was. So, Melissa, what was the first question you asked on social media was what?
Who was your favorite big bad from Buffy the Vampire Slayer?
It's very clear who everyone's favorite big bad was.
It was very, very clear. We're going to go from the bottom. So there's 12.
Okay.
There are 12. So the gentlemen got one mention, and we never even talked about them. That is a very, very scary episode. They remind me very much of The Silence.
Silence, yeah, they do.
Yeah. They're very, very, very modeled after The Silence. That
they were on segways.
Yeah. Just very, very creepy. Number 11, Drusilla, but only one person voted for Drusilla. So, number 10, Adam. I cannot even believe that somebody picked that. Two somebodies picked Faith as a big bad.
Okay. I mean,
I saw her more as a foil.
Yeah, right. I didn't see her as a big bad, but just a rival.
Okay. A rival. So now this is interesting because at number 8 is Angel with 2 mentions. I know what you're thinking. Stay with us. Number 7 is The First. Number 6 is Spike. Number 5 is Angelus. So there are 2 people who think Angel was a bad guy. And more people think... Okay. Number 4 was The Master. Number 3, Dark Willow. Because that was really...
really scary. Yeah.
Just very disturbing and scary.
It was.
Number 2, Mayor Wilkins, which leaves... by an overwhelming... Okay, so Mayor Wilkins had 12 votes. Glory had 23 votes.
Everybody loved Glory.
I love Glory.
Yeah.
That's my big bad.
But you and I did talk a lot about how awful Angel was when he lost his soul. Like, how terrible that was as a villain.
Angelus was terrifying, too. Yeah. I just... The Glory thing was just so... It was so played well for comedy, but also horror, real danger.
Yeah, she was really... We didn't know if Buffy was going to be able to beat her. It was scary.
Okay, so now another one we got a lot of responses to was, so outside of the Scoobies, who's your favorite non-main character? This list is very long. And we're going to go from...
And it had a very clear winner, by the way. Like, the winner is more than double the rest of the answers.
Yeah. So this is surprising to me, because I'm like, who was your favorite non-main character? Number 20, Warren.
Who liked Warren?
Do we know who voted for Warren?
I see you like Andrew or Jonathan, but who liked Warren?
Yeah. Kendra. Okay. Jenny Calendar. I would have liked to have seen more of Jenny. I admit that. Riley. Seriously.
There was some Riley fans in those discussions.
Jonathan. Yeah. Giles, but see, I consider him a Scooby, but we're letting people choose what they want to choose. So Giles. Dawn is at number 13. Number 12 is Darla. We never even talked about Darla.
No, we didn't.
Because she's that first season. She did, what is her name? Julie Benz. That actor does great stuff. She's been in, she's been on Supernatural. Yeah. Number 11, Harmony. Yay. Number 10, Andrew. Now we're getting up in the big leagues.
Yep, I loved Andrew.
Number 9, Clem. Thank you for the Clem love. I love Clem.
I love Clem too.
Number 8, Angel. Okay. You know, I did say non-Scoobies, and Angel wasn't technically a Scooby, so I get you there. Number 7, Drusilla.
There's a lot of love for Drusilla.
Yes. Number 6, Oz.
Yep. I
love Oz. Number 5, Cordelia. Number 4, Faith. Number 3, Anya. Yay. Like the top 3, I'm like, yes!
Let's say how many votes did the number 2 spot get?
The number 2 spot is Tara with 53 votes.
Okay, so the number 2 spot is Tara. I love that. 53 votes. The number 1
The number 1 spot is Spike with 101 votes. Despite
that's just like
everything
overwhelmingly
Liza
less.
had to say.
Yeah.
But he is
I love Spike.
Favorite.
Like, me personally, I love Spike. I'm saying that at the end and nobody's going to hear it. I love Spike. I just had a problem with all the rest of that.
I love Spike, and
Terrible.
like I said, if I can just lift that episode or that scene, because there's other things that happen in that episode that are important. If we could just get rid of that, then, but God, they really screwed that up. They messed it up for everybody. They did. For the actors, the story, the fans, everybody. Yep. Everybody.
I agree.
So, Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
We did it! That's been one of the main episodes we planned from the beginning of the podcast. And we did it.
We did it. And we are, none of our Buffy episodes have aired yet while we're filming this. So we have no idea how you guys
There's a lot more Buffy fans out there than I thought, according to these social media polls and things.
It's huge.
We did those answers, but even after I got those answers, people are still answering those questions on social media. They're still telling me who their favorites are.
I mean, people have a lot of opinions. Buffy meant a lot to a lot of people.
So the funny thing, I didn't even tell you this. I got tired of watching it with the commercials. I got so sick of it. So I wanted to watch it on DVD, and I asked in my little Buy Nothing group, my local group here in town, does anybody have the Buffy DVDs I can borrow? And the woman was like, I have them, but I have to meet you first and decide if I think you're a good person before I lend you my Buffy DVDs, because I just can't lend these to everyone. I have kids named after these characters. I'm like, dude, I don't want
to borrow them from you now. I'm worried.
Right. That's exactly where I was like, I'll find them somewhere else. Jeez.
Yeah. Aw, so she's got like little Willows and Xanders.
I guess, she must. I didn't ask who her kids' names were. Yeah. Who knows? But
yeah. No, I mean, it meant a lot to so many people. And, that last episode was meant to be about female empowerment and women's strength and all of that. And, despite the joss of everything, it did do it.
Yeah.
It did show so many generations of women, young women, that there's another way to be.
It also broke a cycle, like I said, because the Slayer up to that point had been alone in the world, in the world, and now they weren't anymore. And Buffy wasn't alone in the world as a Slayer, and neither will they ever be.
Yeah, that the reason that Buffy is survived to be 45 years old at this point as a character. But the reason that Buffy survived was she was never alone, even though they kicked her out of her own house. From when she got to Sunnydale, she had the Scoobies right away. And that, I mean, having a witch who becomes that powerful on your side, having a vampire, multiple vampires on your side, just all, demons and so many people helping.
But that also goes to Buffy's character. Buffy was likable, and she, if Faith had ended up being the Slayer instead of Buffy, she wouldn't have had all those people. She wouldn't have had friends, and she'd have killed Spike and Angel probably as well. As soon as she saw them, she wouldn't have had any of those people backing her up.
And she would have died young.
Yeah.
We cannot wait to hear all of your thoughts, theories, everything we missed.
Yeah, because we miss a lot. Even though we talk so much, we still miss a lot. I keep thinking about, oh God, we missed this and we missed that. So
no, because it's like any conversation you have with a friend about something. You're not going to hit every point, but we want to hear from you. Yeah. And Liza, where can they find us outside in the world?
Yep. So we're on YouTube, but we are also on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. We're having lots of conversations over on Instagram and TikTok, and we have Patreon.
Yay! And until we see you again next time,
stay unmasked and overstimulated. Bye, guys.
Bye.